card connoisseurs enjoy great food too. That's why inside Stone's Gambling Hall, you'll find Sammy's Restaurant and Bar. Recognized for its innovative, healthy global cuisine, Sammy's offers menu selections made with local, organic ingredients. Indulgent options like truffle fries, duck tacos, artisan wood-fire pizzas, fresh salads, and more, along with an eclectic selection of craft beers and handcrafted cocktails. Plus, with 40 big screen TVs, Sammy's is also the perfect place to catch your favorite game. Satisfy your craving anytime, 24/7, tableside or in the dining room at Sammy's Restaurant and Bar at Stone's Gambling Hall in Sacramento, California. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast, Stone's Live Poker. Stop touching my stuff. My name is Veronica Brill. Next to me is the Jake.
The Jake. How you doing?
Rosenstein, Axl Rose. Your last name bothers me. Today we've got a great 5-5 game going, and already I've heard there's some great action happening.
There's been a lot of action where you had aces versus kings, with an ace and a king on the flop.
Oh,
Big pot.
So we've got some of our regulars, a few regulars, and then some new people have joined us today.
That's right. Jason Nick Roberts is back for us, giving us lots more action. We saw from him in the last game on Monday.
Jason is going to be great for this game. And then Kyle is directly to his left.
Your honey badger. That's right.
The honey badger is directly to his left, and I am sure we'll put some pressure on Jason tonight.
Looking forward to it.
Let's get down to the table and take a look at the players, and we'll introduce everyone. So Jason is sitting on $1,400. This is a 5-5 game, and the cap is it's $500 to $1,000.
Yeah, $1,000 max to start. After that, table stakes as usual.
So Jason's got $1,400. Kyle has $2,100. Casey in seat 3. He has
River Quads Casey.
River Quads Casey. That's a new name. Poor guy. He's got $900. Matt in seat 4 has $1,900. Anthony in seat 5, $1,300. Peter, seat 6 again, $1,400. We have that spot reserved just for Peter.
That is Peter's spot. Do not touch Peter's spot.
Joe in seat 7, $1,300. And then Watbury in seat 8 is $1,000. And Clint in seat 9 is $1,000 as well. So we see a hand developing right now. Wow. What? Which is, did I see what I think I see?
Peter with pocket aces, and I think the flop is ace, ace,
quads. And he will, I think that, I think we saw 2 aces on the flop.
I believe so, yeah. The turn cards is king. And Peter shows quads.
Yeah. He's not going to get paid off there. There's only one other person in the pot.
It really is. It's the worst thing, flopping quads or turning quads, making any sort of quads. You know you're not going to get beat, but you also have the deck so crippled that you really stand to make very little
You're
money.
just praying to the poker gods that someone hits something.
Or that I'm in the hand and I'm going to try to rep quads.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Shove all in.
Yeah.
So Rick and Barstow, hello. Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you very much. DK Barrel, this is a spectacular room. It's actually a fairly new gambling hall. We're just a card room. There's no loud slot machines. There's no smoke. We have 17 tables of blackjack, pie gow, and all other stuff, and then we've got an enclosed poker room with 17 more tables and a lot of great action down here.
And without those blinking lights, I don't get confused so easily. I can
like
find my way
a
to
deer
the
in
table.
headlights. He never makes it into the poker room because he just gets stuck at the
shinies.
slots. Yeah. What Bry?
Everyone has to have an alias.
All right. If you tell me how to pronounce your name properly, I'm going to purposely not pronounce it properly. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
So yeah, 4 players headed to a flop here. 9, 3, 6, couple of clubs.
Limp pot.
Looks like Clint has flopped the best hand here in a pair of 9s.
So I was hoping that we would see Mike Postle here today. I was wondering if people were watching our last episode and watched how out of line he got and how no one punished him for it. No one 3-bet no one 3-bet him all day.
We talked to Mike after the stream, and he came in that night with the intention of, I'm going to play every hand, I'm going to play, you make every move.
And that's awesome.
He ran right into Jason McRoberts, who I think came in with the same intention of, I'm going to do everything.
I'm just saying they allowed him to raise and stay in every hand, and
it helped that he was running pretty good too. And there was
that helps. That helps.
Yeah, that never hurts. Looks like Casey put out a bet and took down the pot.
We can see all the chip stacks there. I'm glad to see my honey badger back.
Good having Kyle in the game. Always good having Kyle.
He's good if you want to watch how to play perfect. There's Kyle.
I'm not giving him that much credit yet.
I haven't seen him make too many bad moves. He hasn't paid off people. Like I've seen, like Jason paid off Peter last time, so we're developing some history with these players. But I have yet to see Kyle make too many bad moves. I mean, I'm constantly making them, and he's just like a reverse of opposite of me. Quads, go all in.
I'll find a way to do it wrong.
So, high roller, 100K guaranteed, January 10th.
January 10th. $1,100 buy-in.
You can also do so. We're having a Mega Satellites. Mega Satellite sheet. Mega Satellite, a $240 Mega Satellite Saturday, January 9th. And
1 out of 5 gets entry in. 15 seats guaranteed.
It's a warranty, 15 warranty, and then Sunday, December 27th and January 3rd, we're going to do $130 buy-in satellites also. And they're also going to do Saturday too. Saturday sit and goes, 240 and 125. So we're trying to fill up this tournament.
As we get closer to the kickoff day, they'll start running sit and goes all day, every day. Rain, snow, shine, tidal wave. Looks like Peter's gonna put in a raise here to $20 for pocket nines, a hand I seem to always wake up with. For those of you who've played with me often enough. Jason's gonna make the call with a suited ace.
I like the call there with suited ace in late position. You can never have a bad hand in late position.
No. And Casey's gonna defend his big blind with the Jack 5 suited. King 6-5.
Beautiful flop for Peter. He doesn't
hands.
know it yet.
Peter's gonna check the nines. Gonna go to the turn, and an ace peels off, and giving Jason the best hand.
Is Peter kicking himself under the table for checking the flop?
Peter probably is kicking himself a little bit for checking the flop. At the same time, he might have figured he was already beat. Didn't really like that king out there, evidently. He's gonna check over to Jason. He's gonna put out a bet and take down the pot. Easy game. Yeah, I would have liked to see a bet there out of Peter on the flop. I mean, no one else really had him. In case he had a pair of fives, I don't think he would have stuck around. Would have much rather see a little bet out of Peter there to see where he was at. He would have shut him down.
You're a C-bet on switch.
I'm a C-bet machine. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, most flops miss most hands, and
if you've got a pair, you're.
Well, for the same reason, I also don't fold most flops either.
Yeah.
I figure everyone's c-betting. I'm always c-betting. I figure everyone else is always c-betting. And just.
It's a c-betting party.
Yeah, everyone. Let's just get to the turn and see who's got a real hand. Looks like Clint's put in a raise to 15 here with the ace-9 offsuit. Jason's woke up with the same hand that we just saw Peter have, a couple black nines.
And he's 3-betting this.
Kyle puts in a 3-bet. Or I'm sorry, Jason puts in a 3-bet. Kyle gets out of the way. Looks like it's going to raise to 90. Blinds don't have much. Clint doesn't like his ace-9 offsuit, and Jason takes out another pot. It'll be interesting to see this time around with not having Mike Possel at the same table that Jason, like we talked about. Both players came in last time, and just, I'm going to play every hand.
Yeah.
I'm going to run over the table if I can, if they'll let me. And they, more often than not, just ran into each other.
That was the case often. So I'm wondering if one of these other new guys is going to be loosening up and taking the Mike Fossil place
If anyone,
and putting some pressure on Jason.
If anyone does, we might expect Kyle to open up a little bit. I know we like to talk about how he's super tight, doesn't get in there with any kind of chunky hands, but
I think he's capable of mixing it up. There's no way you can be a profitable player by just playing the nuts all the time. You
challenge
have to mix
accepted. I play the nuts are better.
You'll get eaten up by the rake. You will.
I am. Looks like a lint pot here.
Those are always fun. Whee!
Flop comes down Queen Jack 7.
We still don't know what Peter's got. He's putting his cards in the wrong spot. He will be punished for it later.
Absolutely.
We punish people after the show. They have to, I was going to continue that, and it was going to get worse. Just leave it at that. I fold.
There we go. Joe's going to put out a bet of 25 with his ace-8. And it's going to be good to take down the pot, it looks like.
Have these guys
mind
done,
you, action's on Peter. I apologize.
these guys done shots or anything? Let's get this party started.
Not yet, but I do see Joe has what looks like tea or coffee, so he's living life on the edge.
On your edge.
On my edge, that's right.
Peter's got something.
Peter's got something. So Joe's got position.
I'm going to put Peter on a Jack 10.
Peter's gonna check back over to Joe. Joe's gonna fire out another bullet. He's not giving up on the ace-8.
They want to know starting amounts for the players. I did announce it when we started. Let me just wait for this hand to play out, and I'll give you guys an update with how much they've got.
Joe bets 90, and we don't know what Peter had, but it was not enough to call it or bet on the turn by Joe.
So
good.
Seat 1, Jason's got 1,400. I mean, this is when we started. Seat 2, Kyle, 2,100. 3, Casey, 900. Matt in seat 4, 1,900. Anthony in seat 5's got 1,300. Peter in seat 6, around 14. Joe in 7, 13. 8 has 1,000, and 9, Clint has 1,000. Notice how I smoothly went over seat 8's
Went over
name.
what, Bry?
What, Bry?
Swap Ryan 8. Yeah, Kyle's already doubled up his stack. You mentioned earlier he got involved in that before the stream started. Aces versus kings. There was an ace and a king on the flop, so
sick.
There was really no solid genie money in that hand for his victim. We also had, I believe it was Matt Holtzclaw in seat 4, 3 or 4, 4.
4.
Running into flop trip aces, running into a flush. There's been a lot of big action already.
So these guys are eligible for the bad beat, and anytime you flop quads, you're praying someone can beat you.
Aren't we all?
Do you know what the bad beat is right now in here?
Just under 50,000, I believe.
And
any quads beat.
Any quads beat.
Both hole cards play. Joe's going to put in a raise to 20. Clint's going to flat call with his jacks. Casey's going to go out and put in a 3-bet from the cutoff to 80 with his 10s.
Oh, and?
And now here comes Joe. I'm sorry, Anthony. Anthony in seat 5.
Anthony just 4-bet.
Anthony's cards, he's not keeping them over the reader. Maybe we'll get someone out there to talk to him about that. We can't see what Anthony's cards are. He put in a 4-bet to 240 out of the small blind. Joe, who had originally opened up to 20 with his ace-jack, he gets out of the way. Clint's now got a couple of jacks and a real tough decision to make. That's always good posture. Casey, 160 to call.
If anyone is capable of making this call, it is Casey.
Casey's not done yet. He's got position.
And that's it. Position means a lot in this game. And Casey may think that he can outplay him post-flop. It's too bad we can't see what Anthony's got, but I'm thinking ace king, kings, queens.
It's just when someone 4-bets out of position,
It's so strong.
It's super strong. It's really rare that they're getting out of line and just making a move.
I think Casey is considering outplaying him after the flop. Even if he's got ace king.
I think Casey's hoping to God he finds a 10. And then unfortunately, Anthony's not holding his cards over the reader. King deuce 4, a couple of hearts. No help for Casey. Actions on Anthony.
And he's continuing with this story.
Looks like he's verbalized 300.
Into a 525.
And if Casey didn't think he was behind before, he knows he's behind now, and he
didn't pick up much equity with that flop. You know, there's really nothing for him to draw to.
And Anthony showed him something. Couldn't see what he showed there, but I somewhat doubt it was a 7 deuce.
Wouldn't that be sick? Wouldn't that be sick? That would be amazing. I love the 7 deuce game. I mean, watching it.
We should throw that out there. We should get someone out there to tell Anthony to put his cards over the reader and to get these guys playing the 7 deuce game.
I see a little yellow submarine there.
That is a little yellow submarine. Lot ride.
I saw someone online with a bike with a yellow submarine in front of their chips.
That's some strange
I don't
Illuminati,
know. I'm sure it's
Beatles innuendo.
some sort of sexual reference.
I have
some
no
sort
idea
that we don't
what's going on
understand.
I just showed him what I had. I showed him.
Had a whole lot of playable hands in this.
I've only had
It's
him
just going to
once.
fold around to the blinds.
I've only had him once in the last hand.
I think Wabra had the straddle on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Peter and Joe were going to complete the blinds and we'll go 3-way to the flop.
It's always seat 5 and seat 6 that have issues with the card reader.
We talked about it before. The table is set up to be played 10-handed for tournaments. Of course, we're playing 9-handed cash games. So C5 is he's kind of split there between 2 of the readers, and kind of puts him in a tough spot. Joe takes down the pot. No one else really wants to get involved.
And you were playing today, and you had quads. You saw quads?
No.
When did you get quads?
I didn't have to quads.
You just fucked
Wow,
them
you
up.
just read that text from me? That's like a week ago. I think
I care about you.
We might have even covered that on the broadcast.
I care about you.
No.
You know what it is? I just hear so many of your bad beat stories,
I don't.
and it's one in one ear out the other. You're always flopping quads and getting beat, or like flopping quads and then shoving all into a $40 pot with $600 and then hoping to get paid off.
That's what it was. I didn't do that, but
I'm just joking.
I was advised that I should have, evidently.
I have to actually tell people when I'm joking because apparently last time they didn't understand.
I'm easily confused. It's always best man to take your jokes, like write them out on a whiteboard and
I'll write them out.
punchlines here. Casey's gonna put in a raise 25 with a Queen 9 offsuit. Joe's got a playable hand with a Queen Jack suited. He's gonna make a call. Clint also comes along. King deuce 5. Nothing for anybody. You can't see Clint's cards.
Yes, we are on a 30-minute delay.
Clint's got super secret cards, but he puts out a bet for $60. No one else is going to come along with him, and he's going to take down the pot. Wabra, he's normally one of our guys we get pretty regularly in our chat box.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it was first to log on, last to leave.
And he doesn't harass me, does he?
You know, there's just He's a good guy.
It's easy.
He's a good guy.
I get it. I'm okay. He's probably one of the few that have made me cry. It's no different than junior high school.
Absolutely. He's a good guy.
Look at Kyle and his chip stack, and Jason's picked up aces.
Jason's got aces under the gun. And casually flicks out a $5 chip.
Jason, you're such a dirty bird.
And Kyle's.
Oh, and Jason's just licking his lips with this raise from Kyle. And you know Kyle doesn't succumb to any pressure, so when he gets that 3-bet in his face, he's not going to... He may fold ace-jack, actually, never mind, but... and then it looks like there might be. Is that just a call? Is he reaching for more chips?
There's a 3-bet.
Oh God, Jason's just living in heaven right now.
So Jason limped in under the gun with pocket aces. Kyle made a raise to 20 with his ace-jack offsuit. Matt came along with a 6-8 suited, and Joe has put in a 3-bet.
Jason checked, make sure it's the same.
Jack offsuit to $70, and this little move by Joe might save Kyle quite a bit of chips. Now Jason's gonna Hollywood a little bit. What to do?
How much do I make this raise? This 4-bet.
I'm gonna be honest.
It screams aces.
Exactly. I was gonna say that, unless you're at a super soft table, I've never been a big fan of the limping in early position with aces or kings, and then come back over the top of a raise, just because it's so played out. We've seen everyone do that a million times. You tell everyone immediately where you're at.
But
yeah.
you know,
on the other side, I've done that with some other hands. With I've limped in with some suited connectors, small pocket pairs.
And that's what I was gonna say. Jason's fully capable of doing this with any cards. I think he mixes it up enough, and we've seen him play very well before. So I think this is enough of a move to make Joe call. And he wants the call from Joe. Joe is so far behind right now.
Joe's getting a pretty good price. He's going to come along. He's in a really bad spot.
When you have aces, you want to get paid off.
You do, and I think that's something that not enough players do well on.
And he's going to get paid off.
Here's some trouble from Joe.
And good fold by Kyle. Good fold, because Kyle, would have flopped top pair.
Yeah, and Kyle,
And
Kyle
Joe
knows.
has the backdoor flush draw.
He does. Kyle,
So he's got a little bit more equity with that.
Kyle knows that once he sees Jason limp re-raise, that it's one or two things, and he's never coming along there.
I don't think Joe's going to go anywhere right now.
No, and Jason's laying Joe a heck of a price to call here with his top pair and backdoor flush draw. And I don't see Joe folding.
He bet about half the pot, did he not?
Yeah.
A little less than half the pot.
About half the pot. Joe's just going to call. And Joe probably, right now, he's probably got alarm bells going off in his head. He doesn't feel great about where he's at.
That's going to be a scary card for Jason, because, well, you know what? Actually, I wouldn't put like an ace-5 in his 3-bet range. In Joe's 3-bet range. If I was Jason right now.
Jason's probably thinking that Joe's got a decent-sized pair. The only thing Jason's really worried about here is jacks. As it is with Jason limp.
Jacks, though, on the flop.
I would think with that's what I was saying. With Jason limp 3-betting, I think Joe would have put in a raise on the flop if he had jacks. So Jason probably feels pretty comfortable with his aces right now, and he's going to lead out for 400.
That check on the turn might have given him a little more confidence too, in thinking that maybe he's just got a pair here. He's slowed down. No, I thought Jason.
No, Jason's
Joe.
perfect.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jason let out for 400.
I'm sorry, my mistake.
And this is it's a really, really tough spot for Joe. He's got top pair. The four of clubs really is harmless. If he calls on the flop, maybe he thinks he's still good now. I mean, the only thing he really beat here is ace king, but
I think Jason knows exactly where he is. He's making the bet size as a perfect amount to call. Yeah.
It really is. It really is good bet sizing by Jason.
Jason's actually one of my favorites. He's playing this hand perfectly.
And
I just hope that this fares well for him.
With Joe's stack size, I'd be very, very surprised if Jason doesn't just ship it here on the river. Dealer's gonna pull in the pot. Here's your river card. King of clubs. If there's a card in the deck that might slow down Jason, that might have been it. If he maybe really thought that Joe could have kings here. But that's if I'm really trying to fish for a spot that he thinks Joe could have
Ace
me.
King definitely could be within Joe's range, and this, he may have not believed him. He might have had Ace King diamonds, and now he hits his king on the river.
Well,
Either way,
once Joe called the turn, I don't think Jason really thinks that Joe has Queen Jack. I think Jason's more likely thinking that he had a hand like kings or queens, and if that king comes off, then that's one of the hands, and Jason's not going to let anything, he's not going to get outplayed here.
he got insta-called.
Shove it. Joe makes the call.
Took his entire stack. So, did he take his entire stack? What did he have?
I'm pretty sure he stacked it, yeah.
Joe has 1,300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, we alluded to on the turn with,
I do have to
with Joe's
say-
stack size. Joe was hoping that it would go check on the river.
I do have to say Jason played that very well. That was, the bet sizing was great. Just enough to keep him in the pot. And I believe he got all of Joe's chips. And and that's the thing. Jason's such a good player. He's probably got a reputation where he's capable of doing this with crap.
What we saw in the last broadcast, Jason get pretty live. We saw him check raise the turn against Mike in a pretty big spot. So if Joe watched me the broadcast before, he knows that Jason's capable of making moves, making plays, and his fold button's mostly broken. He's just kind of pedal to the metal.
He paid off Peter that one hand, and he may have watched the last broadcast and
Very
thought
well, yeah.
Jason's playing with, Jason doesn't have air, but probably not better. He probably can't beat a jack, like a pair of jacks. So, well played, Jason. I mean, it's easy to play aces, but it's not always easy to
I
get.
find a way to screw it up. I'm really
It's not always easy to get the whole stack from another person. You have to bet very well to entice them to stay.
We got another big hand brewing here. Matt Holtzclaw's got a couple of red queens, and Watt Rise waiting with a couple of black kings. Casey puts in a raise to 20. I can't see in the graphic if Matt put in the 3-bet or not. Matt put in a 3-bet to 70.
Oh man!
And Watt Ride's gonna just call the 3-bet with a couple of black kings.
This is gonna be better than that time that hot guy asked me to dance at prom. It wasn't a slow song. It
wasn't a slow song.
No. But it was good. Queens, kings.
Don't know what Casey has.
And Casey's cards are right over the readers, so
He's got them in the right place. Casey's played this game before. He knows what to do. 4-4-6.
Casey's got 4-6.
If we know Casey's flop quads. It's a really good flop for Matt's queens. He didn't get 3-bet by Watt Rise, so he's got no reason to believe that Watt Rise got kings or aces in this spot.
So Wattbrai's looking like he's got his call button on, and he's just gonna play slick. Yeah, let Matt hang himself.
The only thing's really going to slow this hand down is if an ace peels off.
Is Casey raising with a 4 here? Is he about to raise? Look at him. He looks like he's got dirty thoughts in his mind. What is he going to do? Look at him. He's plotting something dangerous.
He's eyeballing Matt's. Oh, okay. He
was about to pull a trigger.
He was eyeballing Matt's chips there. I think if Watt-Bry hadn't smooth call behind him, and there's a card going to slow down the action. That might slow down for both players.
You know what? That's actually a good card for Matt. He can represent now that he has an ace.
And right now, Watt-Bry is wishing he would have 3 or 4-bet free.
But he's in call mode. He's like, how much? Okay, I'm married. I'm married to these cards. I'm not going anywhere.
It's a good card for both players. It's now far less likely either player has an ace. I expect Matt to make a little call or make him cut a little bit here, and he'll probably get snapped by Watt-Bry. And there's a snap.
Watt-Bry's like, if you've got an ace, I'll pay you off, but here's my kings. I'm married.
Wow.
At farmersonly.com.
And I think Matt's probably.
That's where he married his kings. That's where he met them.
At Farmers Only. Jeez. I think Matt was really surprised there to see Walt Rye with the Kings. After he didn't re-raise him in position. He didn't put in a raise on the flop. He just called him down the entire time.
Yeah. You know, he might.
The ace slowed down the action quite a bit on the turn, but.
He might be just new to these players. He might just be playing a little passively right now. And maybe he's been hurt by kings before.
He doesn't trust them.
He doesn't trust them.
I'm probably leaning more toward that. Walt Rye's going to be wants to get a little trappy tonight. I think there's some live players out there. There's definitely some live players in the feeder game right now.
You know, it's hard playing against a sticky player that will not fold when you can't even represent an ace on an ace high board, or you can't. I mean, maybe I just do a bad job. It's hard playing against those people. They're gonna call you down no matter what if they like their hand.
Jason's still stacking chips.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
I agree.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Let's take another limp pot here. 5-7 ace, couple of spades. Peter's flop middle pair. Walt Rye's got top pair, and Kyle's got a flush draw.
Going anywhere. Second nut flush draw.
Peter leads out to see where the pair of sevens are at. Walt Rye makes the call with a stop pair. Jason has got super secret cards and is probably leaning toward getting away from the action. Kyle's going to overcall with his flush draw, and they'll go three-way to the turn. Peter picks up a flush draw to go along with his middle pair here. He was the aggressor on the flop. We'll see if he can pick up or keep the aggression up on the turn. He does. And Brian there, Walt Brian, see that he folds the ace deuce there. I don't think that's a bad fold. Even though we see that he's got the best hand, but he's got no kicker to go along with a pair of aces, and with a Peter, who generally we've seen play pretty snug, fires the flop, fires the turn. Ace deuce, I just don't think plays very well there against Peter, even though we could see that he actually had the best hand.
Now, I'm not going to say that Peter has the reputation of a woman, but I'm just going to tell you that as a woman, anytime I'm playing, and a lot of women can attest to this, they assume you have the nuts. They are assuming if you're raising ace king, you got ace king. So it's these guys are giving Peter a lot of credit, and I've seen them do this through the other broadcasts.
We saw Peter in the last broadcast open up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Peter's also he's very aware of his own table image.
Yeah. And you know what? He's exploiting the other players by using his table image, and I like it. Good for you, Peter.
I concur.
Look at him, he's just delicately drinking out of his straw.
All of a sudden, suckers.
Yeah. I just want to call him Yellow Submarine. I don't want to call him Walt Rye.
Joe's gonna put in a raise to 20 with Queen Jack offsuit. That hand has never done him dirty. Clint comes along with the Ace Jack offsuit right behind him. Peter comes into the pocket threes. Joe going right back to the well, right back to the Queen Jack offsuit. Graphics. Crazy.
So it's okay. Just stop looking at them. Just look at what the action.
Joe strings out another bet there with the Queen Jack.
Joe's turned on his beast button, and he is in beast mode.
Clint's got the best hand, makes a call. Pair of aces. Heads up to the turn. 5 of diamonds doesn't help anybody. Casey's still in the hand. The graphic doesn't show Casey, and I believe Casey has ace 5, if I'm not mistaken. Casey, I think, is turned 2 pair. The graphic doesn't show Casey still in the hand. I'm pretty sure he has ace 5. And I think Joe's fired out another bet.
I'm kind of lost in his hand. I'm not sure if Casey's actually in the hand or not.
Casey's in the hand. Joe checked. Clint bet 180 with his pair of aces and jack kicker. I'm mostly positive that Casey's still in the hand, and I'm pretty sure I saw from the graphic pre-flop that Casey has ace 5. Heads up to the river. River's at 6, doesn't help anybody. We see Casey is still in the hand. It looks like it goes check on the river. And Clint throws his hand in the muck. So yeah, Casey had ace 5. It didn't show it in the ground. Casey had ace 5.
That was fun.
We're gonna have to ask Walt Bry the story behind the submarine. Is it just some egregiously large card protector that he uses to?
Someone, Rick and Barstow was at the game at the where was he? Yeah, the LA TV broadcast in like 2010, I guess. And someone had a submarine there. I don't know if it means something. We'll ask him.
We'll ask him.
Live at the Bike. There was someone with Live at the Bike.
He was in that broadcast as well.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that was him.
Still doesn't tell us the story behind the submarine, but sure.
Okay, so
some people just like egregiously large card protectors.
Yeah.
I personally find it annoying.
Yeah, any kind of card protectors are annoying.
Like when your friend gives you a wizard, they hold over your cards.
That friend should die. That's probably the worst friend in the world. They probably don't give you meatballs ever, and probably don't invite you ever for Thanksgiving.
King 9-5 is flop. Looks like everyone's in this one.
$25 pot and everybody's in.
And Jason has finally stacked his chips. Good for you, Jason.
Kyle put out a bet and it looks like Joe called with a gut shot.
Another king on the turn. Doesn't help anybody.
I don't think Kyle's going to stop betting here. I think he's going to continue telling his story. He does have the best hand right now. Joe found a fold.
Joe found a fold.
I thought his fold button was broken, but it's not.
Yeah. We think Joe might be done playing Queen Jack offsuit though. It is
for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah. Give it a 5.
It's so pretty though.
Casey's got the button here in seat 3.
I love the Twitch feed. I do, even when it hates on me a lot. Wee, Peter, pocket tens, the little raise.
It's like a raise to 20. Action on Joe. Jason's now got somewhere in the neighborhood of about what, $3,000?
Kathy's on the feed. Hi, Kathy. Sorry, I'm not listening to you.
Okay, it's all right.
Me and everybody else.
Me. Anthony's gonna make the call on the big blind with the Jack-10 offsuit, and Anthony outflops him. Gonna check it over to Peter.
Well, Peter's also got a gut shot now, so he might be optimistic about this hand.
Peter does pick up the straight draw. Betting a call.
And a straight draw.
And now both players are open-ended. Anthony's still got the best hand, but Peter's still firing. Looks like Peter bets 75? 75. Anthony's not going anywhere. The definition of a brick. Goes check, check,
Chicken dinner.
and Peter gets bad news.
They said we're needling Joe. We're not needling Joe. We're just pointing stuff out. I'm gonna grab some water. Do you want some water?
Yeah, please. Jason's putting out a text right now, it seems, probably telling all his bestest buddies about that one hand, that one time he had pocket aces, and now he has all this money, and he finally paid back all that money that he borrowed from them. Just kidding. Thank you.
Did you finally pay back all your backers?
You know, the way I see it, it's their problem for backing me. That's
what I tell them.
That was their mistake.
When they come and ask where you are with a bat, they want to break your knees. I'm like, it's your problem. Kyle's got ace king.
I'm not easily found. Clint's going to put in a raise, though. He'll open up the action at 20 with the 4-6 suited. Kyle re-raises to 55 with ace king. Matt's got the button and ace queen suited. Matt's not going anywhere. And Matt is cutting out 4 betting chips. There we go.
Peter's hand does not look good right now, whatever it is. He's looking at it like, nope, I'm giving up on you. I don't love you no more.
I'm really curious to see what Kyle does here with the ace king
Kyle
versus a 4-bet.
is going to reach into his 5-bet pocket, and he's going to pull it out. Oh, God. The 5-bet.
I don't even have a 5-bet pocket. I have like...
Because you're all in already. There's like $5 in the pot, and you're shoving all in when you see a nice hand. Oh.
There it is. There's the 5-bet.
Honey Badger. Honey Badger. Did you see him look at his ace queen like garbage? Out of here. That's what... Don't mess with the Honey Badger.
Matt immediately folds.
And what a good fold.
It is a good fold.
What a good fold.
Ace queen doesn't play very well against 5-bets.
And, you know, it is balancing fear and ego, like I always like to say, well, like my husband always says. And, you know, when you let your ego get in the way and you're pissed off that someone's 5-betting you, then you're gonna lose money like that. But he knows that ace queen doesn't flop well against 5-betters.
Yeah. I think either player, though, and mind you, it's a 5-bet, so I don't know if Kyle would have considered himself committed at that point, but I think one more raise after Matt put in the 4-bet, either player was then ready to fold after another raise. So after Kyle puts in the 5-bet, if Matt 6-bet shoves, it's hands instantly over, or from Matt's perspective, as soon as Kyle 5-bets, it's over. It's done. But Matt could have very well saved himself some money in that hand. Putting in the 4-bet with ace queen there. If he would have flopped an ace, next best kicker, he could have stand to lose a lot more in that hand than the $240 or whatever it was that he 4-bet with. 3-way to the flop, ace, jack, 3, couple of diamonds. No one's got any really. Jason's gonna lead out with his gut shot. It's drawn to a king. Kyle's got one of them. Also has a gut shot. He needs Jason's 10. Just gonna make the call. Clint doesn't like it. He's out of the way.
That diamond's got to slow them down a little bit.
Jason picks up a diamond draw, and you're right, it's going to slow him down.
Kyle might try to represent diamonds here.
I think he should. I don't... Oh, going to check back.
It was like a little vomit in your mouth
It
right
was.
there.
I was just like,
oh.
It's gonna go check, check, and Kyle's king high is gonna be good in his hand.
Kyle's good even when he's not aggressive.
Oops, I had the best gut shot.
You know what? They probably want to. They know their stacks are so big. They know their hands are kind of mediocre. They don't want to get too crazy.
And Kyle, maybe he's thinking that he knows Jason can be a little bit creative. Maybe if he had a flush, might have been thinking to check raise on the turn or something. Or
Yeah, and that's the last thing you want is to represent a flush, get check raised, then you have to fold and you can't see a river.
or just re-raise.
And yeah, he's capable of that.
Put in another raise, maybe drawing dead. That happens. Pages out of my playbook.
Winning. by
Maybe
Jake.
drawing dead. Maybe.
How to pretend you're not drawing dead by Jake.
Right?
Got a raise by Casey. King Queen. Looks suited. It looks suited.
Someone. Same colors. Same color, same difference.
Same. Everyone's gonna fold.
Raise and take it down.
How'd you get stuck in here with me? What happened?
I drew the short end of the stick. It was me and Roger, and we were talking one night, and it was just like, you know what? Like, one of us is going to be in the booth with her, and I drew the short stick. It was.
I thought you guys got into a fist fight in the parking lot, and the loser had to be in the booth with me.
You seen it? Can you take Roger?
You suck.
It's too much fun. I wouldn't miss this for the world. Or like a, Happy Meal or something. I have no idea.
I want to know the standard at which you set this show at.
Yeah. Word on the street via Twitter is that we might get a PLO game spread here tonight as well.
Oh, baby.
That's right. There's a list.
A 2-5 or a 5-5? Or
I think we were talking to 1, 2, 5 to come in. Something you can open for.
so you need to bring 10K?
Yeah.
Yeah. For Sacramento.
Yeah.
This game actually, when I first got here, I was commenting on how short stacked everyone looked compared to the usual. Like, usually there's so much more money on the table, and everyone was sitting around 1 to 2K. So, and we see, is this a 3-bet?
Looks like Joe's going to open up the action with a Queen 10 offsuit.
And Jason
And
3-bet.
Jason's putting at 3-bet to 145.
And he's going to scoop.
And no one else wants anything to do with him. And he shows an ace. So it looks like the feeder game's going on. We might have 1 or 2 feeder games. I know we have at least 2 5-5s going right now. A couple 2-5s that can just as easily turn into a 5-5 or get into the feeder game if you like. A bunch of 1-3s.
Some of our regs are in the feeder game. Azan, Olivia.
Zahn, Olivia. I see Sean Drake.
I didn't see Sean Drake.
Sean Drake's right there. Is that Sean Drake looking feller?
Oh, there's that Sean Drake looking guy.
He's that guy with the World Series poker bracelet.
Yeah, that guy.
Him.
That looks like he just fought a bear.
That's right.
He looks like he lives in the woods.
He does
Like you
he
look
does
like a metro bearded guy, but he looks like he fights bears and eats raw meat in the woods.
so close to being like soaking my coffee all over you. 3-way to the flop, ace, king, 4. Jason's got a gut shot. Joe's got the almighty 2 undercards. But he's got all the aggression and he's gonna take it down.
$35 pot.
1 pot at a time. And what I like about the way Joe's playing right now is he took one on the chin with the Queen Jack.
Yeah.
And he didn't let it pace. He went right back to it, went right back to Queen Jack. He's just all there, 7-8 suited.
And I was just gonna say that we don't know how much history he's got playing Jason. We don't know if he's if like Jason's tried to bluff him a million times and he's caught him. So it could be something like that. We're only seeing one hand.
That's true. Kathy Stahl in our chat box. She says I should take my place.
Obviously.
Easy.
Easy.
We can get her. Or you know what we can get in here?
Tell me.
You mentioned maybe getting a game where I get to pick my own commentator and you can.
So I'm gonna host a 1-3 game in February. It'll be a $300 cap, and it's gonna be for fun. And I'm gonna choose my lineup.
Anthony raises 55 pockets. Sorry.
You're gonna do the commentary with a person of your choice.
There's a couple people on my mind. Maybe
Who's on your mind?
I like, Gusto. You've seen him in our 1025 game. Gusto's a lot of fun. Maybe Gusto.
You'll never replace me, baby.
I just won't. But if I can get Gusto to put on a blonde wig and spew nonsense, he might go like.
So my husband has a running joke that I'm like a tequila bottle with a blonde wig on. That's how he pictures me. He must find tequila very sexy. Poor guy.
Poor guy. Joe's gonna open up the action here with the ace-jack suited.
I was gonna say that.
Thought you might. Raise to 25. Watt Bride will not play the suited king. Neither will play.
You can actually see Jason's cards now, and he's gonna fold them.
He doesn't like them. No one else got much of anything, and Joe's getting it back one pot at a time. They said that this game needs a straddle.
Oh yeah, I agree.
We saw, I think it was Clint that put on a straddle, or was it Clint, or was it Watt Bride? Was Brian? Watt Bride?
Yeah, it was like on the second hand.
I
But
believe so. He put on a straddle.
I think that we should allow a Mississippi straddle. And then you can put some pressure on the blinds. I like Mississippi straddle. You ever played? You have never left this city, have you?
Yeah, with back straddle.
Back straddle? It's
Same.
called Mississippi straddle on the button.
I don't want to imply that only players from Mississippi can do that. So.
No, in Vegas you can do it in many
That's where I
casinos.
play. Yeah.
You've never been to Vegas. Sapphires doesn't count.
Urban Rhino.
Those don't count.
Button straddling is great. It's actually one of the only ways I will put in a straddle. What? Why?
Oh, are you talking about the strip club?
No, I'm talking about straddling the button. Why am I going to voluntarily put in money pot out of position? It's no good.
We'll voluntarily put in money at the strip club.
No, I won't. If everyone's straddling, I'm not going to be the guy that doesn't straddle, because that's just terrible. Kyle swapped a set of eights.
Of course he has, and he's going to partake in taking people's money.
No one else can't read their cards. Clint's got his cards right over the reader, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. Joe's holding his cards out off the reader.
And Jason's counting his money. As always.
As usual.
Kyle's got to put in some money into this pot. He has a great hand. If he's going to win the hand, he wants to make some money off of it.
There's a straight draw, a flush draw out there. Hopefully, he's hoping one of his opponents has some piece of it.
Even if they've got a draw, they don't have enough. I mean, he's still ahead.
Here comes Joe.
Is Joe putting in a raise?
That looks like a raise. It's a small raise, if it is.
It's like a greasy min
Raise to
raise.
140. I didn't see all the other green chips. Okay, so raise to 140.
Hey, Jimmy Buffett. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Jimmy Buffett messaged me on Twitter, and he told me who he was, and I'm like, I knew it was you all along.
Warren's brother.
No, it's not. No, it's not. This is where you're wrong all the time. You want me to show you?
No.
I'm going to show you right now.
I think Kyle's just going to call here. Can't see Joe's cards. You go heads up to the river.
He's like, please pair the board.
And that's about the worst card that Kyle wanted to see. And Joe's got the super straight. Joe's got the 9-10.
Kyle's capable of folding.
It's not a big bet. I think Kyle's
Insta fold. Snap fold. Look. You're wrong. Always.
It's Warren's problem.
No, it's not. You're so freaking.
It's a great fold by Kyle.
It's always a great fold by Kyle.
There you go, just perpetuating the legend of Kyle. And good for Joe to get some back there after taking a little bit of a cooler with his Queen Jack, just chipping back. You know what I'm saying, but like straddling the button, it makes perfect sense. You're increasing the size of the pot and enhancing when you're in position. Like when you're straddling up front, I think it's just like unless you're just trying to.
It depends. I mean,
if the size of the game or
if the guys in the blinds are tight players, then yeah, it's a great tool. But if
you're just increasing the size of the pot when you're in position, it's good no matter what. Straddling up front, I think it's just. I'm never going to be the only guy that's not straddling.
You're going to straddle on the button with two loose, aggressive guys, two legs, and to your left?
Sure.
No, you always want to straddle the button when there's two tags to your left.
Yes.
What do I know? What do you want me to do, huh? All I do is play 3-6.
Ace 10 5, couple of spades. Anthony's got a pair, so does Kyle. Casey's got the same hand.
And Casey's betting.
Casey leads out with his fives.
We haven't seen much out of Anthony, so sometimes, like we said before, you get card dead, and then it's hard to be constantly active in the live feed. And Casey's ding, 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 something's going off.
And that card will probably slow down the action for both players. Casey doesn't like Kyle calling with the ace on board, and definitely doesn't like spade. Another ace comes off.
Kyle's gonna fire right now. Oh!
Check,
okay.
check, and Kyle's got the best hand.
Even if Kyle fired right there, Casey would have folded anyway. Wouldn't have made a difference in how much he won right now.
No. I just can't believe that you were like Kyle's play is just perpetuating the legend that you're building up for him about him being.
I know. Everyone's just gonna be like asking for his autograph now.
Action's gonna fold around probably here to Casey, who's got it looks like mostly the only playable hand. 6-7 suited. He's gonna open up to 30. Matt Holtzclaw gets out of the way. Anthony's gonna go ahead and defend it. He's gonna just call with the ace king. King 4-9. Anthony's got by way the best hand. Check, check.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a backdoor to a gut shot.
Anthony bets 45 on the turn. I believe the turn card was the 4 of clubs, if I'm not mistaken. And Casey gets away from it, losing the minimum.
The
minimum.
So who else are you thinking about bringing in the booth with you? Put a blonde wig on them. We got some Sally Jester Raphael.
We get Justin back in the booth. Justin's great in the booth.
Yeah.
Justin, Gusto, Kid.
If they wear a blonde wig, they're allowed in.
Kid Kyle.
Kyle, if Kyle opens up, blossoms like a spring flower.
Well, away from that table, he's just like a little pinball full of energy. So.
Yeah, he's so quiet. So if he could open up, that would be great. We're gonna have him in here next week for an hour or so and tap into that brain of his.
Azan.
Azan would be great in here.
11.
Azan's friend paid him $400 to make his Twitter name, Wizard of Azan.
Wow,
that's the story.
All like
no one pays me for anything.
No. Didn't someone pay you to get off Twitter? Didn't they?
I would have taken it.
We all talked about it. Like no one really we didn't approach you.
I would have taken it. I would get off Twitter for a year for enough money.
Casey's gonna put in a raise here to 20 with the ace-6.
Andrew Barber's like, how much?
10-9 deuce, all spades. No one has a spade. albeit for maybe Matt Holtzclaw. 4 of spades. Action card. No one has anything.
What's up? I like Cali Dogs. Donks. Sorry. We're friends on Twitter.
You and Cali Donks?
Yeah, he's good stuff. He's one of my favorite follows.
Who is your favorite follower there? Anyone?
I've got like a handful of them. I don't remember their names offhand, but I can show them to you. They're just like
But anyone like
shenanigan stirrers.
any like big names or anyone like that follow you? Like just like, oh my god, I just need to get some. I need to know what Bronco Bill's doing.
You know, I used to like Daniel Negreanu, but now he's talking about space aliens, so I'm gone. I'm checked out of that relationship. No, like no, Daniel Negreanu does not follow me.
Oh.
He will not follow me. He doesn't even respond to me. But the local, like the California players are awesome. They're just hilarious. You don't need celebrities. The fun is here, baby.
Jen Harmon follows me, but she's
She follows me too.
Yes, you have to.
Todd Brunson follows me, and actually loves me. Yeah.
Todd's great. 9, 10, 7, 2 spades.
Ivy's bot follows me.
Ivy's bot. Wabright has got an open-ended straight draw and spade draw to go with it.
Just call him Yellow Submarine.
Jason's got a pair of 9s and an inside straight draw. Jason's got a lot of 9s. Casey's open-ended as well. Sorry, Jason does not have an inside straight draw. But he does have the best hand now with a lot of 9s. Watry makes the call.
Once that board pairs, Casey's out of there. Wow.
And there's the card.
So how much does he need to bet to maximize?
Oh wow, it checks. Checks back.
Wow.
I'm surprised to see Ryan, to see Watry check there.
And Jason's not going to fall for that. Jason's not going to plow into that.
The flush gets there. The board's 1 card off the straight. I don't think.
He lost some value in that.
Yeah, I don't think that Jason's gonna put in a whole lot more money after that unless he's got a big part of it.
Oh, I'm one of his faves. Oh, you're the best. You're mine too. You are actually one of my faves. He makes comments on everybody's tweets, and they're funny comments, and just not trying too hard. He's just perfect, you know? It's like a good.
That way you understand them.
Yeah. It's like a perfectly made Subway sandwich. Nothing's soggy, nothing's too hot, not too crispy, just perfect.
That's right. Casey's gonna put in a raise to 25 with a king jack offsuit. Joe makes a call. Can't see his cards, holding them off the reader. Clint makes a call as well with a 9-10 suited. King 4-5.
Casey's gotta like that flop. It's rainbow.
And Casey's gonna check it.
I think Casey's gonna get sneaky here. He might do a check raise. That's what I'm thinking.
Joe bets 45. Clint gets rid of the 9-10 suited. Costs Casey 45 to call. We know he's not folding, so he makes the call. 3 of hearts on the turn.
Why the call there? Is he trying to do some pot control?
Yeah, I think he might be trying to induce Joe to bet. Joe's been an active player.
You also don't want to lose your mind with one pair, right?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't need to go nuts here. I mean, it's not like, the only thing that he can really beat is King 10. Casey checks it over. Joe bets 110. Joe is not done putting pressure on people. We don't know what Joe has though. I mean, Joe could have easily have Casey beating this spot. Casey makes a call. 9 of diamonds, and I don't see any of the action change. I think Casey's gonna check. If Joe's got anything, or if he's got nothing, he'll probably bet, and Casey will probably make a quick call. Looks like it goes check, check. And Casey's pair of kings is good.
Yeah, the king, king, queen, queen hand was sick. It was. And that's what we want. We want some action. We don't want to sit here and watch them fold all day. They're all on their phones. I don't like that. I want people off phones when they're playing. I love when people are talking, when people are interacting. And I think they're losing out on a little bit of value. They're missing the interaction. They're missing how players change when they have the nuts or when they're bluffing.
And on the flip side, I think a lot of them are probably getting texting tweets from their buddies or telling them what previous games what players have. And so they're trying to not miss too much action, but at the same time adapt to the game as fast as possible.
They're playing open face pineapple, and you know it.
Yeah, it's. And I still maintain I'm the last poker player on earth that does not play open face.
What?
I don't play open face.
It's so fun.
I don't know.
It's crack. It's crack. Anyone who plays it knows it's crack. It's so good and addictive. It's not better than 08. You know we love 08. That's the only thing we have in common. We love 08.
That's right. No, I don't. I mean, and I know as soon as I start playing it, I'll be that guy who's just like always walking around,
Crack.
always has the app open, always.
You'll have like your eyes bloodshot. You'll be stuck like your house.
Probably.
Casey's got ace queen suited. What's he gonna do? Little raise. Peter's got aces.
I like Casey's gonna put in a raise to 20. It looks like with the ace queen.
So the problem here with Peter having aces and 3-betting is that they're giving him so much credit for his hands, even his junky hands, that they're gonna give him credit for a big hand here, I think.
It's not a big raise though, and Casey does have a pretty good starting hand. I don't think Casey's just gonna snap fold to Peter's 3-bet with ace queen suited.
But Casey's good enough to not lose his mind with ace queen though. And then, so.
But he's also at the same time, he's good enough to lose his mind with ace queen. So.
Not on this flop.
Flop 10-8-7, only one spade for Casey. Or as the Eternal Optimist would say, backdoor flush draw. But
he has a backdoor gut shot too.
yes. Backdoor runner gut shot. Casey checks it over, Peter bets 80, and Casey's done with a hand. So thank goodness that flop didn't have an ace or a queen. It kind of saved him some money. Like I said, he wouldn't have lost his mind with ace queen, but that flop saved him money. Yeah. I think Casey would have played that hand differently against another player. Like you alluded to, it is Peter. Peter's got a snug reputation.
Yeah.
And
like a woman. I'm sorry, Peter. It's not that he has a reputation of a woman, but women often get that. No, I don't know. Like any reputation you have to use it to your advantage. You have to destroy your opponents for thinking that.
That's why I don't slow play, because
Never slow play?
I never slow play. Everyone knows that something's up.
If you're not exploiting your opponents, then you're probably not making money. Kathy says, "Yeah, he's tight." But Kathy, you
Kyle's flopped a lot of
know
sixes.
how it is to be a woman playing. You don't get a lot of credit. You didn't give Kathy credit for the 2 times she had connectors.
For every time.
For every time.
Yeah.
There's no way she's stone cold bluffing here. The graphics are wrong.
In my defense, there was
No, there's no
players.
defense.
All right. And not a good card for Kyle. He still got the best hand, but he does not like that card at all.
It's not a bad card either, because there's less of a chance that Jason is going to have an ace now. I don't see Kyle folding here. I've been wrong before.
It's only 40 to call. I think he's definitely gonna call.
That bet's so
But
polarized. It could be
anything.
nuts. Could be
Well,
nuts.
anywhere Kyle could have been thinking about maybe leading the turn, or going for a check raise, that's done and out the window. I think Kyle's strictly in check call mode now. There he goes, he checks. Just gonna let Jason string himself up if he can.
I think Jason's gonna give up right now. Jason knows Kyle's got at least a 6. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's putting him on a 6. Maybe he can bet him off of the 6.
He might.
That's the thing. How much of a bet does he need to get him off of a 6?
Well, the thing about it is
Look at Kyle
Jason's-
looking at him. Detector's going off.
Well, here's what's odd about this is that Jason, he's not thinking that Kyle had hearts. With the board double paired on the turn, Kyle would not be check calling there with just a heart draw. That would have been suicide. So he's got to give.
Don't you think that check call is like he's playing a 6 face up?
Yes, I would think he is. But it's also probably the correct way to play a 6 in that spot. As usual, it's Kyle, so.
Kyle's gonna make this call because he's such a sick puppy. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, there's some talk going on, and I wish I could hear what they're saying.
He asked Jason what he had for dinner.
He asked him if he got his shirt in Hawaii.
Are we still doing that thing later that we talked about?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure, still doing that thing. You know I like doing that thing. And then
And he's laughing.
I wouldn't
Does
be
Kyle
surprised.
have fruits on his shirt?
I can't see what Kyle has on shirt. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go either way on this. It's the same spot where, like, if Jason had the ace here, we'd be saying, oh yeah, Kyle's totally capable of making the correct fold here. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised to see him make, in this case, a correct call. And
Wow, Kyle. Okay, so he is a human being. He is not a robot. He hasn't been programmed.
and Jason shows a 3-4.
That's so good for the game too, Jason. That's such a good
I never see
show.
Kyle make mistakes.
No, I'm saying he is not a robot now. Now we have confirmed that he's a human being and he can make a mistake. Although that's the first one I've seen him make in like the 4 broadcasts he's been on. Or 3. Has it been 3 or 4?
I'm just worried that he's afraid that he's let you down.
Kyle, you can't let me down. That was great. Yes, we're on Twitch. Stones Live Poker.
Okay, Stones Live Poker?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Awesome. Once again, we need to expand the penalty box.
I know. We should have brought him in to do commentary. Hey, come on in.
Yeah, what do you got? You got a question? Don't worry, guys. Can I get you a drink order? Sure.
Jason equals Crusher? Yes. Jason is the Crusher.
Yeah, and to Jason's credit, there he had the courage to fire another bullet, and he could have even known that Kyle, like I said, probably has a 6 there. And still could have bet.
Listen, if you don't make a wrong fold, once in a while you're paying everybody off. So he made a
Yeah.
fold to us, the hindsight wizards. It appears as though it may be a bad fold, but most of the time he's probably paying someone off if he's calling.
And then that's the big difference between winning players and losing players. Is money.
I have no idea. I'm a total losing player.
Well, no, yeah, like money that you don't lose is the same as money that you win, and if you're sitting around paying everyone off, never getting bluffed,
Exactly.
you're probably a losing player. 9883. Can't see Clint's cards. Kyle's got the ace queen in position. Clint's let out for 100 on the turn.
I'd love to see if Kyle ever steams. Like, does he ever get mad?
Someone said, or Callie Doc says, if he calls the turn, he should call the river, period. And there's a lot there.
It's easy for us to say that, yeah. And I actually agree. I would have made the call. I would have.
And yeah, if you're going to call the turn,
Yeah, exactly.
nothing changed.
Exactly.
Nothing changed on the river.
Exactly.
Unless
yeah.
but I mean, you can do that on the turn. Check, call the turn, and then, well, my opponent would only bet the river if he's got it, and then you can probably check fold the river.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think it's so simple to just like, oh yeah, you have to, check.
The thing is, he looks
check
like a
all there.
genius if Jason had an ace there, and he doesn't when he didn't. Yeah. So, but yeah, it does make sense if you're calling the turn. The river didn't change anything within the hand, so why not call the river?
Well, but there are, because like I said, there are a lot of spots where because the check calling there looks strong as well, and my opponent then he knows that I'm strong, to call it. There's like Kyle's never going to call hearts there on an ace 6-6. So if he hey, he's got to know that I'm strong here, or that I got showdown value. He's got to at least put it for a 6, and so he would never bet the river unless he really had the ace. And so I think you can call the turn there with the intention of check folding the river if your opponent bets. And bet sizing is probably a lot to do with that as well.
Yeah.
So there might be some history there where between both players where they know, hey, if he's betting 3/4 pot, 2/3 pot, whatever like that, it's usually more of a value bet. He likes to overbet his bluffs or something like that. And
Some guy named Nit Poker is calling Kyle a nit. I guess it takes one to know one, huh?
meanwhile, Kyle has put in a raise of King 9 offsuit
And one.
and won because he's a net. And everyone's favorite, Chris Hinchcliffe, is in the chat box.
I don't sell blenders. If people don't know, I raise money for blenders for a charity for special needs kids that eat through G-tubes. And so he's saying everyone should buy a blender from me. I don't sell blenders. I raise money for blenders.
Very admirable.
But if you want to buy me a blender, I'll give it to a family in need
Awesome.
with a special needs kid.
I think Anthony's got the button.
Kyle's got ace king suited, so
And
I'm
Casey's
thinking
right
a little
behind him with
raise.
10s.
Oh, this little pocket, this pocket of 3, the trifecta here, is a dangerous place. I mean, and Jason's sitting with 2 very strong players to his left, and anyone else would probably have a difficult time playing.
3 very strong players. Can't forget Matt Holtzclaw is right there. He hasn't been involved in too many pots, but you've seen Matt mix it up quite a bit, and usually just like Kyle.
Don't mess with my trifecta. I've already
Don't mess with
established the trifecta.
Okay, you can have those 3. I'll take the 3 after. Flop 4-4-7. Casey's 10s are still ahead. Kyle's gonna check it over.
Twitch just makes me happy inside, like a Cadbury's mini eggs.
Casey puts out a pretty strong bet on the flop. Looks like he bets 100. And Kyle's not done yet.
Kyle's floating, and he's probably going to put in a bet right now. Oh, Kyle, why the float? I didn't get it.
Check. Kyle can only win if he bets.
Casey looks like he might pick up a lot of chicks staring at them like that. He's got that massive, deep stare.
The way Casey's played this hand, he's controlled the size of the pot. He can, I think, even go for some value here. I think Casey can and should be betting here. I think if there goes Casey. Casey knows he's got the best hand. Looks like 1 1/4. Really small bet. It's just 100.
Does he think this is a value bet?
I think he does. I think he wants a call here. I don't think he's trying to bluff Kyle off of a jack. I don't think he's trying to
You're
bluff
laughing.
He's better.
What's the trifecta laughing about? Oh, I hate not knowing. I feel like such a creeper. Like I'm just creeping in on this game and I don't know what they're talking about. Like I've crawled onto a tree and I'm watching from a window.
Yeah.
I don't get all the jokes that they're talking about. I'm just left in the penalty box.
Something that I forgot to mention before is one of the hands that I didn't watch before the stream started was Kyle making a good call down with just ace high. And so
I heard about that, and he was good.
And he was good. Yeah, he had a better
And who is it against?
player to be named later.
Probably Jason.
No, but that might be going through some of the players' minds right now. That's bet size in my case there. He really wanted to call there. That wasn't a defensive bet that wasn't any kind of bluff. I think he was looking for a call maybe from 8s, 9s.
Can someone get me a chair and just put me in between seat 2 and 3 and just let me sit there like, and just listen to what they're talking about? They're probably more funny than you.
Challenge accepted. Casey puts in a race at 35 with the ace-9 suited. Walk ride. Gonna make the call with a 10-5 off. Peter's got ace-9 suited as well. No one flops a pair. Casey and Peter, both of ace-9, are both still in the lead. Wop ride with a 10-5.
Twitch chat is the nuts.
You gotta get off.
I gotta get off
You're
Twitch.
the rake. You're the worst.
I'm addicted. They put this crack in front of me, and then I succumb to it.
Casey makes a C-bet and picks in the pot.
FT Hustler, I crept up a tree and stared at my ex through her window. Then I caught a case. I can't believe you're wearing a non-black hoodie.
This is something I threw on.
Did you listen to Black Sabbath on the way over here?
I don't listen to Black Sabbath.
That sucks, because they're awesome.
I could tell you exactly what I listened to on the way over here.
I don't want to know.
All right.
Not anymore. You lost me.
Kyle's gonna put in a raise for the king-queen suited.
Peter's got pocket 8s.
Joe's got 8-9 suited in the small blind. Peter makes a call on the button with 8s.
Yellow Submarine's coming in for a ride.
And Wop ride with the ace-9 off. Jack 6 deuce.
Everybody flops a whole lot of nothing. 8s are still ahead.
Peter's gonna see where his 8s are at. Looking to bet a 45. No one's got anything. I should be good to take down the pot.
Are you gonna stay and play the Omaha game?
Yeah, I think we had, I don't know, 8 or 9 players on the list, I think, and several other players I talked to, they said they were down to play. So as soon as we got off the stream here,
I got a text
just
from
PLO.
I got a
Tony
text
Uke's in the
from
house. I'll drag Tony Uke into the PLO game with me.
got a text from Barber. He's coming up for the high roller. So celebrity in the house, our 10K horse World Series of Poker champion.
That's right. There's a player. If I get to pick my commentator, we can just, me and Barbie in here just.
It would hurt him to do commentary on a 1-3 fun game. It's a fun game. It's not
fun. It's like there's a deep 1-3 rolling right now, by the way.
Yeah,
One of
there's
ours.
always a deep 1-3 rolling in here, and it's crazy. You might as well like buy in for 10K to the 1-3.
I think it's somewhere around 10 to 12K on the table right
That's
now.
little. Remember that one?
No,
Three game they had
it's
going?
played bigger, but yeah, right now I think there
There's
is
like
one.
24K on the table.
There's a lot. They said that I listened to Adele.
A lot. Jake cries on the way over here, listening to Adele, and I saw the CD from the Ghost soundtrack. You know,
That's a great scene.
Patrick Swayze movie. You're a big Patrick Swayze fan, huh?
You ever seen him with the shirt on? Or you're not a Patrick Swayze fan? What's wrong
Matt's
with you?
got queens.
Hey, Matt's found the playable hand again. Last time Matt ran into kings. He's gonna put in a raise at 20.
He's like, oh, these again.
Wop Ride does not have kings this time. No one else really has much. Jason's got Jack 9 off in the big blind.
This is not a tournament or to go into a cash game. A 5-5 cash game. Someone asked if this is a tournament or something goes.
Blinds up next level. Or next hand.
30.
funny. I've seen players come into a card room and treat the cash games like two. They'll start out like a small table, see if they can double up, go to the next one, and then inevitably at some point, like any tournament that they play in,
They shove all in with a pair.
no, and that's big plays, like tournament poker too.
Yeah. No, not everyone started with 2K chips. Everyone started with around one.
The game, you can only start with 1,000, so anyone who's got more than that is either up a little bit or has fought back in. We're playing table stakes, so once someone has anything more than that, you can always buy into up to the biggest stack at the table. So yeah, I think most everyone started when the game started around 4 with around 1,000.
They want to know if these games, the games at this place are comparable to LA games. You played in LA, right?
Yeah, I think at any stakes.
Buy-ins.
Well, yeah, at any stakes, I think the games in LA are definitely softer. Because you're drawing off such a larger population that your percentage of drop-in players, or just the casual guy comes in, wants to blow $100 to $500 or whatever like that. You just have so many more of those versus grinders. That the LA games, just like the Vegas games,
just put in a 3-bet.
They're much softer than they are here, I'd say.
Joe raised initially to 25. Kyle put in a 3-bet, and Joe doesn't really have much of a hand. I think he's going to fold this.
Oh, 14.
Clint's got ace suited, but it doesn't play very well.
Joe should be called Honey Badger. No way, no way. My Honey Badger is Kyle. That's it. It's gonna stay that way. He may appear as though he's tight, but he's got heart. He's got kahunas, baby. He's not afraid to put in a big bet.
Right now, him and Polsklar are talking about that exact subject right now.
The what?
Silent there.
Stopped listening to you like 15 minutes ago. Jason's got ace queen. The trifecta always has a good hand. Stay out of the crack. I told you.
It's good.
You told me. It's Christmas at Stones. Clint and Jason have ace queen.
Jason's just gonna call with his ace queen.
Jason, oh, he's so, it's so greasy. I love the way he plays.
Both players have the same hand and of course flop the same gut shot. Clint was the aggressor. I expected him to lead out here. No, he's going to check it over to Jason. He's going to put out a bet of 40.
And he doesn't believe him right away.
And Clint's going to immediately make the call.
This is actually a good hand for Jason because he is pretty aggressive. He could represent king. And it's check to him.
Yeah, he does have position. They ask, are no $100 chips allowed? No, you can have $100 chips in this game. I think you can have $100 chips in any game.
Yeah.
Except for, like, 1, 2.
Yeah, 1, 2, it's a $100 cap, so you're not really...
$200 cap.
Is it?
Yeah, you can always play 100 big blinds. 9 of spades doesn't change anything. Both players have the same hand. The most aggressive player wins.
I think I've played it like once. And I remember buying in for 100 because everybody had 100. And they were $1 chips, which was annoying.
Clint checks over to Jason, who's not done bluffing. Jason bets looks like 225, 230.
If Jason had the balls to just raise this, he would win this hand. Folded.
Clint.
Sorry, with Clint. Clint had the...
Yeah. And like we said, most aggressive player wins.
Is balls considered a swear word? Should I go back to kahunas? Let's have a vote.
Yeah, let us know. I don't know.
Let us know. Was that too graphic? Roger's gonna text me soon. Stop it! It's a family show. Totally gonna creep on your phone.
about 9% of my net worth.
No one has really anything.
Anthony opens up to $20 with ace-9 suited. Peter's right behind him with queens.
Oh, I didn't even see those queens.
Puts in a 3-bet.
Service on 11, please.
I don't want to give it a plug.
Service.
Action will probably fold back around to Anthony. Will cost him 45 to call. And Anthony immediately just knows that he's way behind.
Don't show the queens. Thank you.
Yeah, queen. Pretty close. On the scale of 1 to 10, I was like,
And Peter's probably lying to Anthony right now. How do you react to that when players, you ask a player what you have, and they don't show their hand, but then they tell you something like that? I was kind of like,
I don't care.
no.
I just don't care. Once the hand's over, I don't care. I move on. And when players show their hands,
Service
I
on
think
11.
when people are afraid to show their hands, it's so overrated because there's not a lot of players in small stakes games that are taking notes on every move you make. So it's going in vain anyway. I think so. I think if you're showing,
GA on
no one's
11.
taking notes of what you're doing. There's probably a few people
You're saying at smaller stakes.
at the smaller stakes here. Yeah. At the World
Clarification
Series.
before,
Before everyone pulls up on me. At the World Series of Poker,
Yeah,
sure, that stuff is way more important. You're playing against a lot of decent, great players. I'm not saying the local players here aren't, but I'm saying like the mid stakes that I play at. I don't think it's that big of a deal to show or not to show. I don't care. Move on to the next hand. And I really hate when people are like, oh, I had the 4-7. I could have flopped the best hand. I'm like, well, you folded. No one cares what you folded. No?
There's a meme with my face, and that's what it says. No one cares, but yeah.
Yeah, because that's what you used to talk about all the time, yeah.
About that very scenario.
Oh, yeah.
So it played out like the player, oh, I guess I should have played my Jack 3. Huh?
Yeah. I can't stand that. I can't stand that at a tournament.
Or any game for that matter.
I'm done now, though. I'm done with that.
You did?
Anchor.
You're all better now?
I got the anchor.
Oh, found a button to push. I can't wait. When you host that 1-3 game, I'm going to tell every single player, every fucking game,
That's fine.
to just come.
I think it'll be fun. I want to host a fun game with a lot of action and shenanigans.
You guys should definitely play 7 deuce. Joe's going to put in a raise to 20 with ace-10 offsuit.
Queens are just getting around like some slutty girls.
We pitch a lot of queens here. I was going to say, but you beat me to the punch. What could I say?
And a 3-bet from one of my trifecta members.
Raise to 125.
Do we know what Joe? Yeah, Joe has ace-10. Good fold by Joe.
Clinton made the call with ace-6 call Jason, Joe's first bet. He's out of the way now. Action's on Jason. Jason, we don't know his cards, but after he just called the first bet, can't imagine he's got much of a hand to call a 3-bet with. And there we are.
We're average. At least average.
We got 2 overs in the gut shot, and I'm gonna get there.
You know what? When you get old and you get Alzheimer's, those are the only words that are going to come out of your mouth. It's going to be so annoying at the nursing home.
Yeah.
Got 2 overs and a gut shot. I'm going to get there.
The Leisure family, like, he had 2 overs in the gut shot, and he never got there.
That's what they're going to call you.
He never
Overs
got
and a
there.
gut shot. It's going to be your old man name. Clint, you've got deuce 7. Nuts. Let's play the deuce 7 game. One day these guys need to play the deuce 7 game. Some straddling, some deuce 7 game.
Oh, yeah.
The 3-bet trick should be called a hat trick bet, yes. Anything in 3s is the hat trick.
Kyle raises a 20 with the ace-10 offsuit. Casey makes a call with king-queen suited. Both players flop a piece. No one's got any clubs, though. Ace-king-6, all clubs. Check. 8 of spades on the turn. Kyle still got the best hand. Check again. Casey's river the best hand, 2 pair. And
Kyle, I think Kyle thinks he's value betting here.
It's a small pot. Helps out a small bet.
And he got raised.
Casey puts in a min raise.
So we saw him make a fold, a full house fold, and although it was a smaller pot, but he just makes this call.
Get the bad news.
Royal hot flush. That's got to be like a 50-year-old woman who's having hot flashes all the time.
Plausible.
Did you say plausible?
Plausible. Gonna look at Quentin there in seat 9. Co-founded FarmersOnly.com.
At least it wasn't cousinsonly.com.
Yeah. Jason's got ace jack suited. We'll expect him to put in a little raise here. Raise up to 20.
Yellow Submarine's got a pair. I think he's going to be staying in this
Anthony
hand.
comes in with a pocket 5s. Peter makes a call. Can't see his cards yet. Joe's out of the way. Watt Bry, we expect to hear to call with 6s. He does. Peter's got jack 10. 4 away to the flop. Ace right in the window. Watt Bry's going to check it over. Expect Jason to put out a little C-bet here. Looks like 40. And no one else has much of anything, and I don't think Anthony or Brian, Watt Bry, is going to stick around with their little pocket pair. Jason's got the best hand, takes on the pot. This Sunday is
Big
our
stack, 225.
last Sunday of the month tournament.
Oh, it's my favorite special thing of the month. I asked to play for
Your
Christmas.
very favorite special thing.
It is. My husband asked me what I wanted for Christmas. I'm like, please just give me some time to play poker. I don't have any time. So I'm coming on Sunday to play, and then hopefully I'll be on the final table and not doing the live stream, but then we'll have the live stream.
Likewise. Yes. So yeah, this Sunday we will be live streaming the final table of Stone's last Sunday of the month tournament. 225 buy-in starts at 11 o'clock.
Yes.
Starts at 11 o'clock. I believe you start with
Now-
15,000 in chips,
I'll tell you.
40-minute levels.
This one sells out. You're guaranteed a seat if you come in for the break. I think
Yeah.
before the 5th or 6th level.
Yeah, I believe before the 6th level you have to get here.
But I would get here like 10:30 because it sells out,
Or
and
sooner.
then you'll be
Yeah.
on the list, on the wait list for a seat. But it's a great tournament, great structure, run by Justin.
Can't see Casey's or Clint's cards in this hand. Joe's got the 3-5 of diamonds. Yeah, it really is. It's a great structure. Yeah, 40-minute levels. I think it's what is it? Is it a 20K guarantee? But they always exceed that. Joe picks up diamonds on the turn.
We always get at least like 200 players.
Yeah, close to it. Between 160, 200, somewhere in that window.
The last one I played, I missed the one in November, but the last one I played before that was like 225 or something. I remember.
I'm kind of frustrated with that one because I've yet to close one out. I final tabled, I believe, 3 of them now. I think I haven't played in all of them. I think I've played in like maybe. I think I've played in, I don't know, maybe.
I got 12th place the last
10,
time I
8 or
played,
10.
and Kathy took me out.
Yeah, I final table 3 of them. I did final table 2 of them back to back. One of them, I started this final table as a very large chip leader, couple coolers, and I just couldn't close out either of them. Kind of frustrated with it. Maybe
Clint called,
didn't
and we
close out
can't
this
see what
one.
he had, but he won the hand. Probably had a queen. So you wouldn't tell me hi from someone? Someone is saying,
You wouldn't say hi. Hi.
Jake wouldn't say hi to you, so hi. Oh, it went by. Kathy is the best. She always wakes up with a hand, too.
A hand that I usually have no idea what it is. I'm just,
You don't.
yeah, I'm
that's
just saying,
for
yeah,
sure.
speculative. It's just, evidently, I've been folding to her far too often. Far too often
That's
in
what
my
she
entire
wants.
poker career. Yeah. Still got a couple good feeder games going, and I see Rich. Rich is in the house.
Oh, Rich. Rich is good times. Rich and his wife both play.
They do.
Now that's a good marriage. That's solid.
Joe's gonna put in a raise to 25 with the ace queen offsuit. Yeah, Joe's played in our 10 and a quarter game. Our
Wife is playing
5-10. Wife plays 5-10 when he's playing 10 and a quarter. They are poker junkies for sure. Great people. Great people. 8-6-3, couple of hearts. Joe started with the best hand, still has it.
Anthony checks. Looks like he checked.
Joe verifies he checked. Puts out a bet of
75?
70.
About a pot-sized bet. I don't know how he does it. Like when I flop top pair, top kicker, I'm never good.
I just
I'm the worst.
not finding ways enough, not raising enough pre. I don't know. Look at it, and the funny thing is, all three of them are texting each other right now. All of them.
Get off your phones, guys. I want to see some
Seriously. I thought we were going to ban
interaction.
phones. Word on the street was that we were going to ban phones.
Yeah. Well, they're allowed to listen to music and stuff, but they're getting texts from their friends of what they had, what each other had. Casey's got keys
got kings.
under the gun. And everyone's getting so greasy. Everyone got up, rolled in butter, and came to play. Because everybody's limping with their big pairs, and Casey's loving this race by Peter.
And I'll go back to what I said before. I don't like limping with the big pairs in early position. And it's an old school
That's because
move.
you're
It's in a lot of older poker books. I know.
Yeah, but
it's so
look
obvious.
how much he's gonna take.
Unless you're gonna flat, if you're gonna like flat a raise here and get like super, then like check raise the flop.
Flat is super greasy, and you really have to be a great player to keep it flat. You have to know how to play post flop great, and be okay with folding. But
And the jig is up. And hey, guess what? I have a big pair.
the thing is, what's his range here? He could have ace king. He
Nope.
could have.
Nope. Big pair. That's it. Big pair chase me.
You
That's
think
it.
ace king isn't gonna limp raise here?
No, players do, and I see him do it. I just think it's just like, it's so
Limping big
obvious.
pair is meh. Limping big pair.
Yeah, it's just so obvious what you have. I think you're much better off disguising the strength of your hand when you have, or just opening. I mean, opening up another position like indicates a weakness. But I think players are more likely to put you on a wider range if you're just opening there versus re-raising. Limping the re-raising, it kind of really narrows it down.
I'll tell you. You know what it's with your thought process. It might be good for someone who is afraid to see a flop, who's bad post flop. They just wants to scoop up the pot right there.
I can see that. Players that don't want to play post flop poker.
There's a lot of players out there that are afraid of the flop, that are afraid of post flop play. I've seen them in cash games and tournaments, and they say it. They don't want to see a flop, which is unfortunate because you're almost always dominating unless someone gets super lucky.
Casey's flopped a set of kings, let out 135.
I love it. He lets out
I really
on a
don't-
set of kings.
I really don't like Clint calling.
Casey's just praying that Clint has an ace. He's like, please, poker gods, if you exist.
I love Clint leading out, or I'm sorry, Casey leading out there, especially after Casey or Clint call the limp re-raise, hoping that he's got an ace. But Clint calling the king queen off. I know he's got position, but after Casey limp re-raises, He's so
basically-
far behind. I mean, the only hand he can really beat is queens.
Well, he just needs a queen on the river to win.
Oh yeah. Sure. And that board is so bad for Clint versus someone who limps and then re-raises free.
The only thing I could think of was that he floated, like kind of essentially floated the flop there, and was going to try to get aggressive on the turn to see what Casey was going to do on the turn, and maybe try to represent an ace.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either, but I'm just trying to figure it out too.
I don't like it. I think King Queen just plays so bad versus players that, or versus someone
Versus
that
everybody.
versus everybody. But like, well, good for Clint. He finally gets away from it on the turn. But I just really feel that. I mean, you're much better off in that spot.
Okay, so I think he was floating on the flop, and then he was going to make a move on the turn to see what Casey was going to do, and then he realized Casey actually has a hand. But again, that move is very obviously a big pair.
I think you're much better. I think you're much better off doing that with a medium to a smaller pocket pair. Maybe something you try to flop a set because you expect your opponent to have a big pair in that spot. Suited connector is going to play better than King Queen's going to play because you're going to flop a pair, and if you do flop a pair, there's a decent shot that your opponent's got to flop a set.
All I hear is that
Blah 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 blah.
that-
I know.
limp 3-betting is so 2006. That's what I hear from you. With a big pair.
Yeah, so 1986 exactly.
In early position. Joe, you got ace king.
Like Peter's putting a raise at 20, I believe.
You have to 3-bet this, Joe, and you do. And you do like a boss. It's the Yellow Submarine folds. The trifecta.
What's up, Sarah?
First seed in the trifecta.
I just realized who
Yeah, well, thanks.
Segusta.
Welcome.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm here now. Joe puts in a 3-bet to 85. Kyle's got ace queen suited. We saw Kyle
He's out of
4-bet
position, yeah.
earlier with ace queen, but this time exactly out of position. Does not want to play. I'm surprised he didn't maybe even at least call.
So
Joe's been playing a lot of hands. I'm surprised he didn't at least make a call there.
Kyle made a bad call earlier, and then he's still thinking about that.
His confidence is shaken, and now
I
he's
think
now he's just a train wreck. He has to go. now you're gonna
soul is broken.
you're gonna revoke his honey badger status.
Honey Badgers still don't care, but maybe he needs a little recovery time. I think it was a great fold. Out of position, ace queen doesn't play very well, and position in these higher limit games means a lot. You're almost always behind, right?
Means a lot in any.
Great fold. Out of position, ace queen doesn't play very well, and position in these higher limit games means a lot. You're almost always behind, right?
Means a lot in any game. But yeah. No. I'm surprised with as many hands as Joe's been playing and the kind of hands that Joe's been playing. There's a lot of pressure on a lot of players. I'm surprised that Kyle did at least see a flop there with the ace queen suited.
It's really so 2007.
It is.
Yeah. I said 2006. Close enough.
No.
Let's not split hairs.
Casey's going to put in a raise here out of the small blind to 25 with a king queen. Clint had limped the king jack from the hijack. Matt puts in a 3-bet to 75 with ace 8, and Casey makes the call. Logo heads up to the flop. 10, 9, 10, couple of spades. Casey's got 2 overs in the gut shot.
Life is good.
Just might get there. Matt's ace high still ahead. He's gonna bet.
Casey's stare just, improves his game so much. He's just such
85.
he looks like a beast. He just has that look.
6 of clubs doesn't change anything. Does give Matt an inside straight draw. He's gonna check again over to Matt. Casey, as that is.
So tell me about Matt. Matt's
Matt is by definition, or at least the way we've seen Matt play, is tight aggressive, to the T. He's not playing a lot of hands, but the hands he's playing to win.
But have you played with him before?
Oh yeah, played 2-5
So he's
with
been
him.
a tag all along. He's always been like that.
But then again, just like we saw in our first 10 and a quarter game, he will open it up in the right spots. We saw him 3-7 suited, put in a couple barrels, take down a couple pots. He picks his spots. He picks his spots very well. He's been playing online for a long time, my understanding. Definitely one of our more accomplished, more competent players.
I'm so easily amused.
You are like someone shining like a bright spot on the wall, and you just like go. You're the rate. No, but Matt is a seasoned pro to say the least.
And he's looking at his tattoos like, man, these are so nice.
He's waiting for a text, buddy. Does my tattoos
I
look
gotta
good?
flex my arm for the
Do they look
camera.
good? It's got a big watch.
So do you?
I'm a big watch guy. My watch is my wedding ring for me. I don't wear wedding rings, I wear a watch. My wife got for me her anniversary. It's like my thing.
Good
So,
for you.
yeah, so I gotta get a big watch. So I was like, no, everyone's
gotta be
like trying
big.
to crawl all over my beard. I'm just like, no, I'm married. Look what time it is. I gotta go home.
Your metrosexual beard. Your watch makes you look more manly.
You are the rate.
I am dying at your gay corpse. I am dying at your comments. Your comments are the nuts.
Casey puts in a raise to 25 with the 8s, 10s, offsuit. Anthony made a call. Flops a gut shot.
Where's the dealer gonna put the river?
Yeah,
There we go.
I don't. There. Come on, Jim. Get it together here, buddy. There you go.
Focus.
Okay. It looks like I went check on the flop. 8 of clubs came off on the turn. Casey's bet 30. Anthony still got the same gut shot. And he's going to let it go.
I love Twitch. Twitch today is actually good. Normally it's like, they're berating me.
Chat boxes.
But today they're funny and they're good and they're not super evil. Sometimes the evil children stay home where they live in their parents' house.
They ask, is Watt winning on the money yet? No, but yeah, he is up. Yeah, he had kings versus queens. Brian had the kings, and called Holt's call all the way down.
They also asked if our commentary is on delay. So, okay, that's yes and a no. We're doing a commentary on the delay, but our commentary is like a 2 or 3 second delay.
Yeah, I guess the way it shows in the stream that our comments are 2 seconds after the fact. We're watching the stream at the same time that you guys are, but I guess it would assume that our comments come like a second or 2 after that. We're still working out all the kinks. For those of you watching our first episode, we had some issues with the hole cards. Those have obviously been resolved. We're still playing with the room noise versus our chat versus player comment, volume level control. We're still working on it. We're still pushing for our perfect product.
Ooh, Peter just checks this flop, and I'm wondering if he's planning on doing something sneaky. Maybe he's gonna check raise. He's out of position, so maybe he's gonna play this little snug. He just has top pair. Maybe he's just gonna call. Yeah, he's just calling.
He just calls.
He's still gotta like his hand.
Kyle
But it's hard with Kyle betting into you. I mean, it would scare me to death. Honey Badger betting into me, and then Kyle, and this just shows.
Check.
Okay,
Peter turns Rivers trip kings.
Peter is gonna bet, and Kyle is gonna fold.
We saw Kyle hero call ace high earlier. Not this time.
Sorry, did it happen just the way I said it would?
You might have, guessed the obvious there. Congratulations.
That's what I do. Guess the obvious.
Guy Rivers obviously the best hand. He might
Hey,
bet
Brittany.
it. Guy who has
My
nothing
favorite waitress,
obviously might fold.
Brittany.
Wizard. We saw there were a couple really big cooler hands before the stream started, but we really haven't seen any. Oh my
Besides
god!
the kings and queens.
Yeah, but if you even go back last week, we saw that monster hand between Mike Fossil, And was it Peter where they had Peter had ace nine of hearts, Mike had pocket kings, flop
Peter
king.
actually was involved with
couple, yeah.
Jason, with, I mean, Peter was in
involved,
a lot of
Mike.
them.
Yeah, last week we really had a couple just, oh my god, wow hands.
Even last stream, I should say.
Yeah,
That
last
was
stream. I shouldn't say last week. Yeah, last stream on Monday. This week, no, at least on air, on stream, we haven't seen any super coolers yet. Jason's gonna
Besides
put in a raise.
taking all of Joe's money with top pair, when Joe had top pair.
Joe got mixed up in that real bad hand versus Jason with the aces. But other than that, I haven't seen any real
Other than
blood.
all these big hands, I haven't seen any big hands.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Same.
Same. Jason's got the best hand. He's gonna fire out, see where his pair of tens are at. Don't see Matt or Anthony really sticking around.
I'm finding that there isn't a lot of pre-flop punishment for some of these players. You would think that there would be more four betting, especially some of the looser players, like maybe Jason. But the last stream, like I said, I was still shocked the last stream that they allowed Mike to get away with so much.
Yeah, well, and Jason might be also like adapting to that last stream where everyone saw him just like Mike was, playing every hand, repping every card that got there, every scare card, and so he might conscientiously decide to come into this broadcast and I'm going to play it pretty snug and hope that players don't realize that and will then pay off my bigger hands, my netter hands. And we saw that maybe exactly what happened in that aces versus queen jack hand with Joe, where Jason had a really good starting hand and Joe might have been willing to call him down with just a pair of jacks there, specifically because of that, because the prior broadcast where Jason was in there mixing it up with any two cards and check raising the turn with absolutely dead nothing.
Matt raises to 35. Joe calls.
Joe just calls with the ace queen.
And Clint calls.
Clint calls with the jack 7 offsuit. Clint might be getting a little bit bored of being card dead.
Casey looked into the camera as the camera went around to him and stared into my soul. It was a scary time.
Oh my goodness. Matt's going to bet 55 and take it down. And see, like we talked about, Matt takes the spots very well. Open pre-flop, he had nothing. C-bet and take it down.
Don't give us spoiler alerts. You guys are horrible. Get off your phones. Get in the game.
These players.
So bad.
So we got at least 2 5-5s and the two or three 2-5s as well. Bunch of 1 and 3s. And for those of you who are poker players, not just hold'em players, there is a PLO list. As soon as I'm done with the broadcast, I'll be jumping in it.
If it was PLO 8,
I'm going to talk them into playing some high-low. They don't know it yet, but I'm going to talk them into playing some high-low.
We had a fun high-low game going actually on this table. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was a good game.
Casey's put in a raise of 25 with 6-7 suited. Matt's going to just call with his ace-queen. Clint makes a call with a 5-6. And Jason's going to come on in with a king-4 suited. Ace-deuce 3, couple of spades. Casey's got to pick up a spade draw. Jason's got a gut shot. Clint's got a gut shot as well. A better gut shot. And Matt's got the best hand with ace-queen. Casey bets 55. Matt makes a call.
Everybody calls.
Everybody's going to see the turn card. 4. Matt's ace is still ahead here. Casey still got nothing but a spade draw, but he's not done. And I like that Casey didn't just go into shutdown as soon as he got some people to call him. He doesn't know that Matt's actually got a pretty solid hand right behind him, but he's not his instant reaction here isn't to.
Matt's putting in a raise. Matt's gonna get the draw off.
And like we talked about, here's Matt Holtzclaw picking his spots very, very well.
And it looks like Clint is Clint calling? The camera went to Clint and
He was cutting some chips. Clint's got nothing but a gut shot here. I don't know if he really can think about, profitably call here, unless he's convinced that.
okay, Clint folded. Okay,
Clint
good.
folded. Okay.
I thought he lost his mind.
Yeah. No, unless he really convinced that Matt's got a monster hand, will stack off on the river. But even then, it's just like would have been pretty yikes.
Or he wanted to put in a raise. I think that'd be the only thing that'd be good.
9 of hearts on the river.
I think Casey's just gonna check
Casey's
here and
missed.
give up.
After Matt put in the raise, yeah, that hand was gonna go check on the river. But there we talked about it. Matt Holtzclaw being very perceptive, knowing exactly where he was at in the hand. Picked a good time to raise. Got a little value out of the pot.
Mongoose. Mongoose on the loose, baby.
Thank you, Maddie.
His beard is a lot more attractive than yours, though. Most beards are.
It's so close to getting like hot coffee or tea thrown all over you. Matt's one of the players.
Saturday night. You know, most guys pay me for that.
Matt's one of the players who said he would play PLO. Gonna get him in the game tonight.
30, raise it up.
Yellow Submarine's got pocket tens, and he's putting in a raise. Is that a straddle? Looks like a $10 straddle, unless there's a min raise. Yeah, Kyle straddle.
Kyle straddle.
With a deuce 7. I know he didn't raise in that hand.
Anybody need service?
Good fold, Kyle.
Service on 11,
Jason makes the call with the king jack suited out of the big blind.
Replay.
They're not playing the 7 deuce game, so Kyle does not make a move out of the straddle. 5-5-6.
Check.
You gotta love this with pocket tens. And he checks, and he's just essentially giving up his hand.
80.
If Yellow Submarine doesn't bet here, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah, Wabrai has. Yeah, he's not checking this. He's gonna bet 80. The graphic shows Joe's in the hand. I didn't see if Joe Lynn limped in and then called. Out of the way. Jason made the call. Jason check called the king jack of clubs on the 5-5-6 flop. 9 of hearts, river.
Whee!
And if Jason was planning to
Not
run
gonna
a
get
bluff, it's not a good time to do so. He's looking at chips and
I
here
love
goes.
his
Timing's everything, and
I love
Jason's
his-
terrible right now.
I love his timing for running bluffs. At least once a night it's a little off. And it's not like he's risking so much of his stack. So it has to work a certain percentage of time to be profitable, and it probably does for him. Look at him pretending. Look at this, like, Hollywood, how much am I gonna raise? Oh, ba 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 ba. I don't have anything, but this.
No real draw other than a 7-8 got there. So I gotta maybe
Yeah.
Wadbright's got to be putting on maybe hoping some sort of a 5, and he's really hoping that Jason check called a flop with a 5, and then was maybe going to check raise the turn, but didn't give a chance to when Wadbright checked back.
Insta-muck for Jason.
Oh, I expect him to Hollywood a little bit. He'll milk some TV time. Jason's asking how much he has left. Oh my goodness, Jason.
Jason, don't do this. Don't do this, Jason.
Oh my goodness, Jason is so capable of doing this. It's gross.
Oh, man. Jason just
Oh,
like...
if he verbalizes all in, I'm gonna puke.
Oh, Jason, you're such a beast, and He's not afraid to do this.
Well, the thing is, when Watt-Rye, when he checks back the turn, I don't think Jason thinks he would have checked pocket 10s on the turn. And so Jason's really going, well, what the heck? What is he raising me with here? Like, if he had,
But everything beats him. Like,
which
everything
is
beats him.
why I think he's considering shipping it here. And maybe
No, I'm
he's-
saying everything beats Jason right now.
which is why I think Jason's considering coming back over the top with a huge raise.
Here's how you do it.
No, he thinks better of it. Thank God. It was.
I need some time to get over that
I think
hand.
when Brian checked the turn, is what induced I think that thought process in Jason. Because you would think that he would bet 10s there on the turn. You would like to think so. Straight draws, there's 2 flush draws. You would think you'd bet 10s not only for value, but I mean to maybe protect your hand as well.
I would
When
love
you-
to know what they're talking about because they had a little back and forth about this hand. So
I think Jason's really honestly thinking of whether or not he could have taken that pot away.
Yeah.
We obviously know that there was no way in
chance.
hell that,
what is
that
it? The only
Brian's-
thing he could represent to the Yellow Submarine is quads. That's the only thing that beats him there. So
Well, it's only, yeah, but I think he could.
I'm saying, yeah.
Jason could have repped a 5 there. Obviously, he would know that even if he had a 5, it would have been no good. But he could have been considering repping a 5 or pocket 6s. Even though, like, once again, he doesn't know that 6s are still no good.
Again, if the tables were turned, not the tables were turned, but if Yellow Submarine was a different player like Casey, I think he would have been more than happy to do that, to pull the trigger and put pressure on him. But because it's Watt-Rye, Yellow Submarine, do they have a lot of history playing together? Is it
Not that I know of. I've never
played.
I've never played with Brian with Watt-Rye. I've never played with him. So Jason plays here pretty regularly. So unless they've mixed it up at some other card room somewhere else, I don't know if they have a long history together either. But it definitely looked like Jason was strongly considering getting a little crazy there on the river. Looks like Casey's got the
so
straddle
sick.
on. Casey straddled.
He has this. Look at the way he's looking at you. It's like Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate. Although I don't want to make it sound like he's. Anyway.
Anthony put in a raise pre-flop with his ace-queen. Casey called out of the straddle with pocket 4s. Casey flops a gut shot, but Anthony's got by far the best hand with his pair of aces. He bets 70. And Casey's doesn't look like he's done here with his gut shot. He's cutting out chips for a raise. And Casey puts in a check raise.
You gotta hate this spot being Anthony. You gotta hate just top pair, decent kicker, and he just calls.
Insta call.
Never mind. I mean, I normally do when I get raised. It's, I mean, just a pair and hold 'em is tough. And now, if Anthony puts in a bet,
Yeah, Casey's giving up on the hand.
yeah, if Anthony puts in a bet right now, he's liable to win the hand.
Unless, I mean, the double check raise is such a strange betting line to take. It really
he
kind
checks.
of looks like obviously what it is. Like Casey made a move and then is giving up. I really would have liked to see Anthony put in a bet there on the turn.
Yeah.
He's got to feel that his hand's good there after Casey checked back the turn. And
Casey might win this hand if he bets right now.
if Casey wanted to keep a story, I think he should have bet the turn. A bet now on the river is just going to look
Yeah,
really,
but-
really strange.
Yeah, right. No, because he may have checked the flush. Some people do that.
I think if you're going to check raise,
It's so
if you're gonna-
2007.
If you're gonna check raise a flush draw, then you can't. I think double check raise when you hit it on the turn. That's
Why
weird.
wouldn't you?
That's just weird.
Check raise.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what you can't check raise as a flop and then.
No, he didn't double check raise. He checked. It was
that's what I'm
checked
saying.
through on the
I know.
turn.
That's what I'm saying on the
A
turn.
lot of people, when they hit their flush,
I know,
they
but
check.
it would have made no sense.
And then the other guy
would've made no-
checked
it would've
because he
been
was
just
afraid.
weird.
If
It would've
Casey would have
just-
bet on the river, he would have won the
I
hand.
know it checked on the turn. No, it would have been that would have been too shady.
Are you telling me that no one checks when they hit their flush
That's
on the
not
turn?
what I'm. No, I'm saying is that
Just answer my question.
No, and I did answer your question first. I said no, I'm not saying that.
That's all I'm saying.
No, it's just
That's what
if you a lot of players, will
I
check when they hit their card, but it's just weird to do after a check raise. When you check raise the flop and then check the turn, unless you really do have it, and now we're then trying to play like,
Okay, so
oh,
you're
you're scared
saying
of the flush. It's just weird.
the way you played up on the flop, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to do that on the
check.
turn.
Yeah, but
Yeah, once you check raise the flop and then you check the turn again, that's just weird. I mean, and now that no one has ever double check raised, not some scenario where the double check raise works. I'm just saying that like
you've never been double check raised?
I haven't double check raised.
Did it confuse you to
Yeah, and I called
end?
down that bluff the whole way. It was like, this makes no sense. I'm just gonna stick some chips in the middle.
I remember when
and
you
hope that
tried to
I'm
bluff
right.
me.
Yeah, but that was a really good betting line I took. You're just a calling station. That's different.
Touche.
King 10, I'm sorry, 10-9-7, Casey got the King 10, Clint's got the Ace-4. Clint turns Casey. Takes Casey back to college. Casey's
Yellow
got-
Submarine's got some chicks. Some side chicks waiting for him. Look at that. There's two of them. He's like, yeah, girls, hold on. I'm on
that's
TV.
Richie Rich's wife.
Oh, sorry. I just saw the pink, and then I only saw a sleeve of the red. When you see a pink sweater with boobs, and then you see one arm with a red sleeve,
This is what I have to deal with.
you're assuming it's two chicks.
Royal Hot Flush says, double check raise my boss. Got fired. See, you don't double check raise. It's just like in limit you might double check raise.
Hi, Sarah, our favorite dealer.
And Casey's got a couple aces in the small blind, waiting in the shadows.
The worst.
I can't wait. I can't wait till you get in the cash game and put together, and you try to double check raise.
Just because I'm going to, with the nuts. I'm just going to double check raise you, and you're going to be so confused. Calm me down.
Checking back. You can't get in double check raise and step on a bet, can you? Now can you? Because I'm in position and I'm playing pot control all the time.
By checking every street.
Pot control. Watt right puts in a raise to 20 with a 9-10 suited. Casey, there's a 3-bet we were expecting. Raise to 55 with a couple aces. Jason's coming along. And Watt right calls as well. Watt right's got actually a pretty decent hand against. Here we go. Casey's flopped himself a set of aces.
And then Wattrise got
a flush draw and inside straight draw.
Inside straight draw, and
Jason's
check.
got
Don't
some
tell me
super.
he checked.
Jason's got super secret cards.
Oh, I hate this check.
I don't think it's bad, but
Really? You don't think it's bad? I like to build up pots when I have a draw, because when I hit, I want it to be profitable.
you get raised off most of your draws. I can tell.
I double check raise.
You double check raise. The rake. And Waprise now picked up an open-ended straight draw
really
to go
wanna know
along with the spade draw.
I want to know what Jason has.
$100 went in from each player on the flop. Nearly $500 in the pot right now. Casey's first act.
And Casey's like, I can't believe they're calling me.
It checks over to Jason.
Or I can't believe they're in the pot. Sorry, it was Jason that bet.
Jason's coming out. Looks like 300. I can't. With Casey's stack size, I really think he should just ship it right here. There's 2 flush draws, and unless he's got a real strong reason to believe that Jason's got the King 10, or if he thinks, or unless he thinks that Jason will ship it if he misses a draw on the river. Then again, I think with the money that's in the pot, if Jason's got any kind of a strong draw, he's going to call anyway. I think Casey really should check raise, just rip his whole stack right now.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got just under $1,000 behind him. There it is. There's the verbalize. He all in. There we go. And Watt-Bry's got a flush draw, open-ended straight draw, and he's now seen a bet of 300 and a check raise of 965. Now Watt-Bry's got Casey covered.
He doesn't have Jason covered.
He does not have Jason covered.
They said if
That's
Veronica is a winning
real-
player, I will deliver Clint's baby. I play 3-6. Of course I'm a winning player. I'm beating the rake.
What a tough spot for Watt-Bry.
What do you do here?
Probably make the wrong decision. I don't. It's
So we can see his equity in the hand. I wonder if he is aware of how little equity he's got, you know?
at this point, he's got to be pretty positive Casey has a set. After Casey 3-bet out of the small blind, check call the flop, and then check raise the turn here with that board texture, there's really nothing else he can have here that makes sense other than a set. Because he wouldn't be doing that, I don't think, with King 10.
We still don't know what Jason's got.
He hasn't snap called, so we know he doesn't have the King 10. Jason's mulling it over. Jason, I don't know. What do you guys think he has? We can't see his cards. Anyone want to chime in on the chat box?
Oh, you want to start this now? They're going to start railing on us for not knowing what he's got.
I think he could have 2 pair. Or a very big draw, to say the least. He sticks
wow.
the chips in. He sticks in the chips.
I,
And Ace of Skulls is
Ace of Skulls
gonna be good for it. Still waiting to see. Please show me what Jason has there.
I know, right?
Don't leave me hanging. Come on.
Oh, God. I'm going to run over and ask them if we can't see it.
I give you permission to leave the booth.
Oh, thank you, sir.
How? They're saying people possibly a flush draw.
Wouldn't it be sick if it was pocket queen?
He could have had clubs. Could have had some sort of ace
jack,
ace club combo. You know, ace 10 of clubs. Could have had, you know, he's got an inside straight draw, flush draw.
Ah, come on, show the other hand.
Ace 10 of clubs. King Jack of spades. Some sort of pair flush draw combo, maybe.
Pocket 7s. He folds. He doesn't put in a raise of pocket 7s, no? Casey's so sick, and we didn't see it. Okay.
Oh, goodness. She's going for it. She's going to pull the trigger. Going to find out definitively what Jason had in that hand. We're going to get it for you guys. Don't worry. Such a tough spot. It was a really, really tough spot for Brian, for Watt-Bry there. Just because he's got to know at that point that Casey has to have a set. With that pocket 7s. I don't know. We're going to find out. With the way the pre-flop action played out and that board texture, for Casey to be check raising the turn there, there's really, in my mind at least, there's nothing else he can have there other than a set. To me, it's not pretty obvious. We're finding out what Jason's hand is. Veronica ran over to see what was going on. And she'll probably come over here and lie to us. She'll lie to us, she'll lie to me, she'll lie to you, because that's how she still rolls. She will probably first ask you to adorn her with compliments. Don't fall for it. It's a double check raise move. She's gonna ask me, she's gonna quiz me like, oh, what did he have? What did he have?
He said he flopped 2 pair.
Ace 7?
Yeah. No, he said Jack 7. But I don't believe him.
He said Jack 7?
No,
A flood.
he said he flopped 2 pair.
He said he flopped 2 pair.
That's all he would tell me. And he didn't show. No one saw.
So KC showed the top, the aces full, and
So frustrating.
he mucks.
It was like your prom night. Really disappointing, huh? A lot of prom night references.
Still holding on to something there, huh?
Just a little bitter.
What did he do to you? It's okay. Did you get stood up on prom night? Jason's got 2 pair, by the way. Sorry, folks. Back to poker. Jason's got 2 pair. Oh my God, that's such a great spot. Well, I'm gonna find out from Jason definitively what happened. Maybe by the next hand, or I'm sorry, by the next stream, we'll find out definitively what Jason.
No, he won't tell us. He's not.
We'll go back and we'll check the everything, and
We'll check the everything.
We'll check the everything. We'll hire some people to crack the data, run the code, and they will find out what Jason
Are there any
had.
Silicon Valley people in the stream that can come down and crack the
Coming out
code?
for 2 reasons. 1, we want your money. 2,
Yeah.
we need help here. God, how do we not know what Jason has? It's so sick. Meanwhile, poker's still happening and Jason's 2 pair is still good.
The max on the 5-5 is 1K.
1K to start. 1K to start.
But then you
table
can buy-
stakes after that.
Yeah.
So it gets like any of these games. They can start out fairly reasonable, 100 to 200 big blinds deep, and then they can escalate very deeply and very quickly after that. But at the same time, not every game plays that way.
Sounds so dirty when you talk like that.
I try to.
Quickly and deeply.
Quickly and deeply. No, but like some of the, we have 2-5 down here that will play 100 big blinds or less. We have 1-3 that plays 100 less, and we have 1-3 that plays super.
With like 24K on the table.
Super crazy deep. It just.
And the 1-3 right next to it has like 2,000 on the table.
Yeah, there'll be a 1-3 with like 2,000 on the entire table, and then 1-3 next to it has 15K. Someone asked, what did Jason do? He missed it. He had quad, for that viewer only, he had quad queens. They hit the jackpot, double that beat. And we're just like casual about it. No, Jason didn't show. Jason didn't show. And Casey's aces full. We're very good there. I'm steaming now. I'm tilted that I didn't get to see Jason's hand. That's in another hand.
Do you think he would fold he would not raise on the flop a set of sevens?
He bet the flop, or
he bet the flop. He raised the turn. Did he not?
It went. Yeah, it got checked. It check called. Yeah, it checked the hand. He bet. Casey flatted with his set of aces, and Wobrai flatted with the flush draw. An inside
He's
straight
not
draw.
capable of doing that with pocket sevens.
Jason?
Yeah.
Betting? Yeah, sure. It checked him. He bet, and everyone else just called. I mean, it wasn't like he could have put in more. He bet when he was given the opportunity.
Capable of doing that with air.
He is. But I don't think he's going to call off the turn with air.
Yeah.
I think the most likely, if I had to put money on, I think he probably had some sort of ace flush draw combo, like ace X of clubs, something like that.
Well, he said he flopped 2 pair.
Yeah, we are still on that hand. It's a big hand. It's a big spot, and I'm heartbroken I didn't get to see what Jason had there.
Well, it's not the first time you've been heartbroken.
Ace X of clubs, or just clubs inside straight draw, king. Or could have had king.
He's not going to tell you. I will.
I'm going to speculate.
I'll bet you $20 that he won't tell you. My husband's like, stop betting our money away.
Jason, I know how you can get some back right now. We'll just we'll split it.
We'll chop that $20, Jason.
Chop it up. It's Veronica Brill money. That's the best money there is. It's got like tears like soaked into dollar bills.
Prom night. I actually didn't go to my prom. Just keep it real.
I didn't go either, actually. Funny story about that. But I didn't.
I asked 3 guys. They all said no.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
I was asked
had an acne
by
problem.
2 girls, and I said no. I didn't go.
See, guys like you. Jerk.
There was a
Nitties.
stud 8 game across town. How could I miss that? You never gonna play stud 8.
You have fake ID by then?
Home games, please. You can find stud 8 spread in any kind of card room.
I'm glad I wasn't playing poker back then. I'd be living under a bridge right now. You're like, I wouldn't, but Matt's got kings.
And Clint's under the gun with a couple of blackjacks.
This is gonna be fun. Oh, here we go again. Did Matt just limp with those? Oh no, he raised to 30.
I think the straddle's on. Yeah, Clint's into the gun with a straddle. Matt's put in the first raise to $30 with his pocket kings. Peter's made the call with his ace-6 suited. Joe's come along as well with ace-10 off. And Clint's gonna exercise his option in the straddle and put in a 3-bet
I love it.
to more dollars. To 120 it looks like. 95, check that.
Oh, Clint. How rough it is to have timing like this. This is not the first time, right? I think he had, who had jacks? There was another hand like this. Jacks always seem to appear when there's an overpair.
Now, with 2 players calling behind Matt, he's never slow playing this hand. He's going to put in a 4-bet here immediately and get any kind of junk out of the pot and try to take this flop heads up versus Clint. 4 bets to 225. Gets the raggy.
Clint's like, man, why am I always in this position?
Matt gets exactly what he wants. He got the raggy aces out of the flop, or out of the pot, and he's got 1 player isolated, and he's got position.
And he's got a good flop too. Because Clint, that's not within Clint's 3-betting range, a 3 or a 5. So he probably knows he's good.
Yeah, Matt doesn't have a lot of 3s or 5s in that spot usually. Arms like Clint, yeah.
And Clint is, I'm surprised Clint didn't shove there.
Clint's leading out. He likes that flop with his jacks.
Peace out, Clint stack.
And I think Matt's just gonna probably put in enough chips to cover his stack right now. Or yeah, he will. Absolutely.
Nitty's knit from Knitville.
And they get it in.
And
I
you
think
know what jacks do.
I think Clint's idea with his hand was to just call pre-flop, hope he doesn't see an ace or a king, and then get it in, which he got what he wanted. Unfortunately, he ran into a bigger hand. It's okay. We have players helping people. Oh, they decided to run it twice.
Oh, they're running it twice. Okay.
They are running it twice.
I was wondering why the dealer was. Oh, okay. And king scoop.
King scoop. What we see here, Matt exactly putting that 4-bet, got those chunky aces out of there.
I thought she was putting up all 5 cards to win with the kings. I'm like, oh, we're playing 7 cards. Yeah.
Clint got exactly what he wanted in that spot. He wanted to just call pre-flop. As long as he didn't see an ace or a king, he wanted to get his money in. He got what he wanted. Unfortunately, Matt just has right on cue and
played
a good
it perfect.
spot.
If you've got an overpair like that, in a situation like that, if you're not gaining all of the other person's chips, or almost all of them, you're doing something wrong. No?
Or you're running incredibly bad.
Oh, you're running incredibly bad, but
like,
no, I mean,
but that's what we talk about, Matt. He's not gonna make a lot of mistakes. And he's gonna, when he is out there on a limb, he's usually picking his spots pretty darn good.
I love that the run it twice option is available for them. Reduces the variance a little bit.
Someone's saying that they would check fold with Jack there. So I run a home game. And
Come on down.
come on, I think with his stack size, I think check folding is just disaster. Yeah, I mean I get it. Yeah, Matt did 4-bet, but I think you're probably getting pushed off too many pots there if you're just instantly folding jacks in that spot. Maybe, if anything, maybe rather see him just 5-bet shove pre.
Yeah.
If anything.
I think the same thing's gonna happen.
Same thing's gonna. Well, same thing would have happened, but let's give a different hand to Matt. Let's say Matt had ace king or ace queen, and if Clint 5-bet shoves, then there's a chance that Matt might get away from the hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And-
I agree.
And or he could have just
may just
or
call up
flat it,
depending
he
on the
might
size
or
of
he
the-
could just open shove the flop maybe. If you're gonna really critique it and really decide, okay, if he could have done this, could have, would have, should have, whatever, anything.
Wow, we have 10 no limit games running right now. That's a lot. Yeah. 1-2, 1-3, 5-5.
10 games on a Wednesday
2-5,
night.
yeah. So if you want to get in, it's 916-735-8440, extension 3. That's the extension to the poker room. Smoke-free, 24-hour restaurant. It's beautiful in here. There's like look at the list for the cash games. There's like they're gonna need to open up like at least 3 more games, 4
We got
more
more
games.
tables. We got 17 tables in here, so they can. You don't. I mean, come down. The lists are long or not, but they're gonna open up more games. So come on down.
All I'm saying is
jump
that
the
there's
game.
a lot of people.
Murphy asked, like,
calling
does he
in.
really 4-bet ace king there though? Probably not. He's probably just flatting the 3-bet. He's got ace king, but
One of the trifecta has ace king, Casey.
Casey's picked up ace king. Casey's had himself a nice little night tonight. Of course, it helps when you flop a set of aces and get max value out of it.
Jason calls with queen 5 suited, and he is going to be done with this hand, I think, pretty soon.
Ace deuce 3, and pretty done with this hand means leading out into the razor. He's like,
Contraire, mon
he
frere.
says, I could have an ace. In case he's not buying it. And
he's letting him hang himself.
Jason has turned the wheel.
Oh,
Disco.
Casey, poor guy.
Poor Casey.
Ah.
Jason decided
Look at his face. He knows he's destroyed in his head right now. Like, how do you put a range on Casey? I mean, on Jason.
But like that's also. I mean, Casey might feel like he's trapping Jason here. Casey might feel like I'm just gonna let this guy bet
That was
into
not
me
the
whole
look
way.
of trapping. That was the look of, okay, whatever. Just whatever it is, I'll pay
Looks like
you.
350. And I think he's gonna
Oh, look at him. He doesn't want to do this. He's like, oh. This is more painful than that last time I was constipated. Oh, I don't want to do this. Sorry. I don't
God,
want
you're the
to do
worst.
this. He doesn't want to do it, and he knows better. He knows he's bad. It's one pair, Casey. Just give it up. Oh!
He doesn't like
Show
it.
him the bad news. It's like,
And Jason's like, yeah, I bet Queen 5 of clubs on Ace Deuce 3 spades. And there I go, just like when I'm like, oh,
they love the disco.
Casey's had himself a nice little night. Wow.
The chat's good tonight. I'm actually loving the chat tonight. It's probably my favorite chat night. They're actually like.
I see what
talking
you're
about the
saying,
game.
Murphy. Yeah, about the hand, but it's tougher with stack sizes there. Yeah.
I like Kelly Donks is orange for you and green for me. Why? All the colors are
Go to
different.
what time that we logged on and just gives you some color distinction that we
Yeah.
can read people.
Yeah. Computer science nerd.
I love that. Like that's the part of it that like you pick up on. That's I like how
Random
he's
stupid
red there
stuff.
and green there. It's like wow. Like that's the part that
Insignificant things. Too much value in my brain. The struggle is real.
I don't know what to say. Casey's gonna raise here to 20 with the Jack 8 of clubs.
Jason's stacking chips still.
Matt makes a call with a 5-6 of spades. Anthony's gonna just call with Ace King suited. It's gonna bring Kyle into the pot. Kyle's gonna put in a 3-bet. Not a big 3-bet here. Raise to 65. Casey's, all these players now getting a pretty good price. Anthony, I think, should strongly consider a 4-bet
Oh man! Oh, I was hoping for a call there.
here. But considering that Anthony just called, there we go. He's cutting out some chips.
Yeah, Anthony, this is the right thing to do.
It's a really good spot to 4-bet. Which puts Kyle in kind of a tough spot because Anthony didn't, there was a raise and a call, and Anthony didn't put in a 3-bet. So I think his hand strength here really is kind of disguised here for Kyle. He's kind of like, well, you know, what kind of hand is he 4-betting with that he wouldn't 3-bet someone who opened and then there was another caller in the hand. So it's kind of the way Anthony kind of played the ace king. It's kind of tricky for Kyle here. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see Kyle just dump his hand. He's reaching for chips. I would not have been surprised to see him dump the hand.
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't either. But he's raising. Oh,
here we
you're
go.
such a sick puppy. Honey Badger don't care. Honey Badger just raises.
Kyle's probably thinking that maybe Anthony has just a medium-sized pair and is making a move here because he didn't put in a
Casey's
3-bet.
Like, goodbye. You gotta ship your stack right now, Anthony, if you're gonna play in this hand.
It's tough for him. He put in in Anthony's eyes, hey, I put in a 4-bet, and this guy's put in a 5-bet. I mean, you really hate to do this and hate to stick the chips in there and wait and have the other guy show you aces or kings, so you're just like super crushed. I mean, he doesn't know that King Jack is not really the kind of hand that he's really thinking that he's thinking that Kyle has here. He's no way thinking that he's got Kyle dominated.
I think
he's
like
probably
just calling this.
he's probably thinking no, he's never just calling. I think he's probably just hoping that Kyle has queens and he's gonna have 2 overs, and there's no way that he knows that he's got Kyle super crush or has any reason to believe he's got Kyle super crush. But I could see Kyle's logic here in the 5-bet because if Anthony really had a strong hand, why wouldn't he have 3-bet after
he's not
Casey
just
opened?
calling. He's not just calling. I'd hate it if he did.
As far as
I'd hate it if he
Kyle's
did.
logic, Kyle probably thinks maybe that that Anthony just has a middle pair.
He has to ship. Will you ship right here?
I ship it and hate it. I ship it and
Yeah.
probably really hope that after a 5-bet, God, I might fold. I think I could justify player dependent. I think totally player dependent because you could easily justify folding ace king to a 5-bet.
Yeah.
I mean, people, you don't see a lot of 5-bets pre-flop at games at these stakes. I mean, we're seeing it tonight, but
This is what I hate. He looks down at his cards and he shakes his head and he's tanking. If he shoves right now, then Kyle has this feeling that he's ahead because it makes his hand look weaker. And he's folding.
It's one of the spots where, versus a 5-bet, Kyle's going to have aces and kings a lot of times when he's 5-betting there. I mean,
Kyle's such
it's really
a
hard to
beast.
read someone's, is someone 5-betting light tonight, it's like,
Yeah.
you just don't see it so often. And generally people tend to 5-bet a very, 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 only the narrowest, most tip of the range there. Aces, tippy tip, yeah. Aces, kings,
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
It's like high school.
I don't even think it's a bad fold. Kyle is the
When
goat.
Kyle's
Kyle might be the goat.
Kyle's the nuts. He's a honey badger. If some of you don't know, I've named him Honey Badger. And
Sick. 5-bet king jack.
he's just this quiet kid, and then when he's in a hand, he goes into beast mode, and he doesn't turn off until he's off after the hand, until it's done the hand. Until he's
Oh
done.
god, yeah. Like I said, yeah, like they're saying in the chat box, it's never king jack there. I mean, it was king jack there, but it's never king jack. When you're facing the 5-bet, no one 5-bets king jack.
Has anybody rebought yet? Yeah.
By the way,
Joe has.
yeah.
Joe in seat 7 rebought early on.
Yeah, ran top pair into aces and got stacked for it. Kyle, Tom Dwan Jr. 5-bet king jack. He's a sick puppy.
Dirk.
He is a sick person.
Is he broke? Aren't they all broke?
There's so many rumors swirling around the poker world
Phil Ivey's
over
broke.
who's broke. Yeah, you ask Dan Bilzerian and Phil Ivey's broke, right? It's like everyone says everyone else is broke, everyone but them. And if you ask every single player, everyone's a winning player. Just ask them.
No, I admit it.
That you're a winning player?
No, that I'm not. I'm about the only one.
Ace 4-6. Super sick 5-bet.
That was,
Two things that can get over
a
it.
great,
Yeah.
great hand. That was a great hand.
It was, but like I said, I definitely see Kyle's logic there. He's asking Kyle like, "What'd you have there?" And Kyle's like, "I don't know. I mean, maybe you'll see it later."
Secret. Yeah,
I have
he's
super
looking
secret
at it right
cards.
now.
Yeah, and right now, all Anthony's thinking is like, "I got 30 minutes, and I'm gonna know what he had." But I can see Kyle's logic because Anthony not 3-betting.
And that's probably what happened.
And if Anthony would have 3-bet,
Because it looked like he was stealing.
yeah, it looks like that he just tried to
called.
come in with a pocket pair or something, and then once he got 3-bet, he decided, you know what, I'm going to make a move here. Or I think maybe, I think Kyle's making a move, so I'm going to make a move. And
Yeah. It's a bunch of leveling. He
Kyle-
leveled himself into folding. And which may have not been the wrong move. You know,
Well, it would've been
90% of the time.
what would have been interesting is if Kyle decided to stick with his read and think that Anthony just had something like a middle pair. And I'm assuming that that's what Kyle was thinking. If Anthony would have shipped it, if Kyle, obviously I think then you're priced in,
Yeah.
and you got to call off and hope that you do have 2 overs, in which case you would have found out he was super crushed.
It probably would have came out diamonds for him. I mean hearts. He had hearts, 2 hearts.
Or a jack or something gross.
Worse things have happened to better people.
Worst things have happened to better people. That's my motto. Like when you have 6-5 in big blind, it comes down 6-5-6, and then the board runs out 9-9. Like, and I just tell myself, it's okay. Worst things have happened to better people. I'll get over it.
So you're not a winning player because it's not your fault that you're not a winning player.
I said I'm not. Kick you in the shin. And Joe's found his queen jack offsuit again. Raised to 50. I love it. Back to the well. Jason's made the call with the ace queen.
Just doing some super secret stuff over there.
For secret stuff. King 8. Joe's gonna lead out.
So here's what I'm thinking is going on.
Uh-oh.
So Jason's the Punisher, and Joe's kind of taken some hits tonight, and
Okay.
and I think Jason's smart enough to have realized that Joe might be, playing a little scared, and he's not giving up on this hand. And I have a feeling that he's going to put some pressure on him on the river. And no, I'm wrong.
Check. Oh,
But he still wins.
With the board double pairing there, I think Jason knows that if he bets there, he's getting insta called by a chop. Getting called by better 9s, 10s are going to call in that spot every time. And if he's got Joe beat, he's not going to get called. So yeah, I'm gonna be one of those players that's like forever damaged by witnessing this one broadcast. And every time I play with Joe from here on out, I'm like, well, he probably has the queen jack off here. Like, just like I always think Kathy Stahl has nothing but big cards and pairs.
Because she's a woman.
That
say it, you're
has
sexist.
nothing to do
Just
with
say it.
nothing to do with it at all. I know you always have terrible junky cards.
But I always call your bluff and win.
It's like that one player, like that one time, and like you keep like bringing up like it's like
I mean, that's like really the only hand I remember us playing together.
it's really odd. We actually haven't played like we've been playing like like as far as like at the same table with each other. Like
Oh, at
I'm
a
usually-
tournament, at a satellite, and you lost, and you played bad, and I won a seat. I remember that. And then guess what we did that evening? We played 3-6 after.
Oh, that was the same night
Yeah, it was.
with Andrew.
With Andrew. No,
And-
that was another night. We played 3-6 so many times.
No, we have not.
You can deny it all you want.
that
I
was
know the
one-
truth.
No. that satellite. Do you know there's a player at the table with us, and he won the main in that one.
That was
The
the
player.
satellite that you were not going to play the main, and then I
And then
convinced you
and then
to
I
play
took the
it.
chip lead in day 2, and
And then punted like
I punted.
like
And then
the Raiders.
in that satellite, the player that was on that single table satellite with us, or well, there's multi-table satellite, but he ended up scooping the whole thing. Nick, something unpronounceable last name.
Huh.
Yeah, the HPT out of Thunder Valley.
That was a good main event. I like that.
Yeah, for some.
You punted.
I did
Not my
punt.
fault.
I did punt.
I was like, what did you come here for? Did you come here not to play? Get in the game, man.
And then I did, and I played really well on day 1, and then I played really bad on day 2. Thanks for bringing that up.
That's how I got the black eye last time.
Yeah. If the graphic is correct, then I think we have a straddle on. Okay, so Watt Bry's got the straddle on. It says that he called 5, that he limped for 5. I got a hard time believing that he's trying to resurrect the spirit of soul of Doyle Brunson, even though he's not dead.
That was a heads-up hand. Everyone talks about it. No one, Joel wasn't playing it.
No, I know. It's heads up in the tournament. It's different. Yeah, both
but I
times.
get what you're saying.
Well, thanks for explaining that, because I really didn't know that. Anyway, so yeah, Wabra had the straddle on.
And
10-9-4, and Wabra hit the best hand.
yeah, and Joe's betting.
Because Joe likes to party.
Look how quick he got called to the Yellow Submarine. He didn't even have all his chips out. That you gotta hate that when you've got second pair and you get called so quickly you can't even see it. And now he loves the turn.
Deuce, 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 deuce. Sorry.
And Joe's still betting into it. They're round, Joe. They roll. Could this have gotten any better for Yellow Submarine? And now he checks.
Well, like I said, if he was worried about his kicker problems, any concerns have been alleviated.
So he bets the same that Joe bet out 75 on the turn, and then Yellow Submarine bets out 75 on the river.
He's trying to get called by a 9, and it's going to work. He's going to get called by a 9. Joe's had a really rough go at it. He's consistently been outflopped. It's really hard. No matter how much pressure you put on an opponent, it's hard to cut a profit when you're just being outflopped all night, which it seems like Joe has. He's been putting pressure on opponents. He's been mixed up in a lot of pots, but he's just been consistently outflopped all night long. And I don't care who you are, it's tough to cut a profit when the deck is not cooperating with you.
Yeah.
And right now, the deck's really not cooperating. For sure.
I'm gonna eat some fish tacos after this from Sammy's. Did you just blow it up?
I blew it up.
Let's do it again. Let me blow it up.
I kid, I blow it up.
No one wants to see us. Let's watch the stream.
okay, well that got bad quick.
It just was a little awkward of a blow up, you know? Normally blow ups are a lot better.
Yeah. It's like, I'm out of material and now I got nothing.
I know.
It's like
We're starting to fade.
how much can you talk about like betting?
3 hours of having to talk to you and listen to you.
It is taxing.
So
yeah.
hard.
You guys feel sorry for me like a little bit, just like a little bit.
I wonder if my husband's on this and he'll say yes.
Jason's gonna put in a raise of 20 here with a King 10 offsuit. Casey makes a call, or I'm sorry, Casey puts in a 3-bet with a better 10 with ace 10.
They're asking where Stones Live is. At the Stones Gambling Hall off I-80 in Sacramento, California. We're off Antelope on I-80.
Good old Sacramento. Jason's gonna make the call. Go heads up to the flop here. And both players flop the same open-ended draw.
I'm sure everybody's like,
Jason's
Jason
gonna
looks
check.
like he's talking to me. He's talking to me in this hand. I'm asking what he had. There I am.
That's right, we are on the
I was
on
like,
the delay.
don't lie to me, Jason. Tell me the truth.
Casey bets 75 with this open-ended straight draw. Expect Jason to make the call. Go heads up to the turn. Jason's gonna check.
Casey and the death stare.
It's like a 70s rock group.
If he had long hair, totally.
Casey and the Death Stare. Casey's gonna put it
Oh
in.
yeah, that's a good band name.
Yeah. Casey looks like he bets 205-ish? No. Less than that. 155.
One day you'll learn how to count.
It's a work in progress. So we have the graphics guys. Okay, Kenny and Matt and all the guys back there taking care of us.
Look at Jason staring him down. Jason just kind of destroys your will to live. That's what Jason does. He looks like a passive guy if you saw him down the street, but at the poker table, he eats your soul and you hate your life. And he's putting in a
He's gonna go for a raise. Jason's gonna rip like he flopped a big hand and was slow playing it. It's gonna check raise the turn, and I think that's gonna work. I don't see Casey calling here with just a straight draw.
Yes, Oscar Mayer Biener. We are doing commentary on the delay, and we're actually a few seconds delayed ourselves on the delay.
Our commentary is delayed to you guys.
A double delay. Double.
So Casey's got nothing but an open ended straight draw here. There's
It's a hard call.
8.5 in the pot. It's gonna cost him nearly 3 to call. He might be worried though that Jason's already has a boat. Could have maybe flopped a set of 8s, set of 9s. Would have opened pre-flop. Probably would have called the 3-bet. And would have more than likely just called the flop and now put in a check raise on the turn. That story makes complete sense if you had pocket 8s or pocket 9s. I don't think Casey's...
Could have an 8-10 of spades.
Casey's probably not thinking that he's got a 7 here. He's probably...
That's the thing, it's so hard to put Jason on a range. Yeah, you've got to give it up.
You gotta give it up
It's a good
here.
fold.
And Jason played it really well to his credit.
Jason's such a beast. You soul crusher, you.
Well, that board versus Casey 3-betting, it's Jason's got to know that Casey doesn't have any piece of that board with his 3-betting.
Jason, don't put windows on your van. Just be you. Just continue to destroy people's lives on a regular basis.
Don't let people judge you.
Don't let people judge you. You're a beast.
Not all vans need windows.
Not all fans need windows.
No, but it was like Jason knows that Casey's got no piece of that board, so I think Jason's got to feel that Casey's kind of capped at an overpair, and even the way the hand played out, check, open, 3-bet call, check raise. You probably can get a lot of overpairs for there. Jacks, queens, kings, races even. You could probably get an overpair to get off there.
Not you, but yeah.
No, I mean,
good player.
I'm a calling station. No, good players can fold there. My fold button's broken, so don't worry about it. But there's
No, I agree.
I totally think that Jason felt that Casey's capped at 1 pair, and on that board he's just not going to check raise the turn. They're so strong. It's going to get a lot of players on a lot of hands. It's a really, really great play by Jason.
I see Joe left.
Joe's had enough abuse. He's probably going to come abuse us. Like, what are you guys doing to me? Every time with the queen jack, and I can't even make it anything. Look to get another player over there into the 8 seat. Feel bad for Joe tonight. He had a rough go at it. He really couldn't get anything working.
We're about 7 minutes away from finishing our live stream.
The game's still going strong. We still have a full feeder game, and I don't know if I can see at least 2 other 2-5 or maybe 5-5 games. I don't know if they're 2-5 or 5-5, but we got 10 games going on right now.
They're doing board checks for 5-10, so they're about to open up a 5-10 game.
And right now they're about to open up a 5-10. Come on down. Got some fast action, fast money in the house.
So Sunday is the end of the month, deep stack,
Yep.
$225. Then the High Roller Mega Satellite is Saturday, January 9th. January 10th is the $1,100 buy-in, 100K guaranteed. And then we've got sit and goes running every Saturday and Sunday until the tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of good action coming up here at Stones. And it all starts Sunday. Now with Sunday with the
Casey's straddling this hand, by the way, which I like.
yes.
What were you gonna say? I keep interrupting,
Well,
but you can't, don't
I
stop
know, but
talking. I can't
sorry,
get a
my
word
bad.
in. Go.
Yeah. So this Sunday with the last Sunday of the month tournament happening, there'll be a lot of tournament players in the house, and so I'd imagine we will get some satellites played that night as well, and they should
Yeah.
be probably some larger ones with the sheer volume of tournament players we have here.
Tony, how you doing?
Tony Uke.
Tony, you need to be in the game. January 4th, okay. Are you gonna play the 10? That's the 1025. All right.
Tony Uke is confirming he will play in the 10 1/4 game. Coming up.
Tony's a
January.
beast. He's not wearing a scarf today, though. I'm kind of disappointed.
He's not on television or
Yeah.
being filmed.
Same.
Same. Casey's got secret cards. Clint's got the old Queen 10 offsuit. Flopped himself a pair.
Does Casey look at women like this on dates?
I'm really concerned about how you are thinking, or how you're looking at
I'm
Casey
just-
looking at people.
I'm just wondering if this continues off the
So-
table, or if he like smiles at people and is talking.
Casey, if you're listening to this, that restraining order paperwork we talked about, you need to sign that, file it immediately.
Against you, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You've been stalking him for months.
Final board reads out 5 Queen King Deuce 6. Still don't know what Casey has. Clint's only got 335 behind here. There's 300 in the pot. I think if you're Casey and you got a king with a decent sized kicker here, you just get it in, or try to.
They're reminding me that I forgot to drink coffee today, and I'm kind of tired. I just remembered. They're talking about Bailey's and
You forgot
coffee.
to remember to drink coffee.
I forgot to remember.
Typical. Casey bets 230. And Clint's gonna call. I think Casey just showed him a king. Clint's card's going to the muck. Clint's another player who really had a tough go at it tonight. Really couldn't get much traction. Tech wasn't really cooperating for him. Casey's mixed it up pretty well. Matt was selected with his spots and played him well as usual. Anthony had that really tough spot where he had the ace king, got 5 bet by Kyle, who is completely sick with the king jack. Peter played his usual game. He used his table image, got the best of it a couple times. Watt he was fun tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
good.
he was real good.
Bring back the Yellow Submarine.
Bring back the Yellow Submarine. The consensus is. And Jason, as usual, it was just a blast to play with. Just
Standard. I
playing
actually.
really well, really aggressive.
I'm gonna ask him to be on my fun game if he would.
Oh, you want to get run over?
No, I mean he would be. Put him on a 1-3 game and he'll get run over.
Calling stations.
Calling stations.
Peter's going to open up the action here to $40 with the ace-9 of spades. Watt Bryan makes a call with a 5 of spades in case he comes in with the ace-10 offsuit. 3, 4, 5. Not a bad flop for Watt Bryan. He's got middle pair and a gut shot. Checks through. Deuce of hearts on the turn. Now gives Peter a gut shot, and Casey as well.
That's the best name ever, Oscar Mayer Biener.
He plays on the Live the Bike games.
Does he wear a horse head?
I don't believe he does.
No, that's sticky rice.
Casey bets out 65. Peter gets out of the way. Woprai calls with the best hand, the best draw. Queen of Diamonds. And Casey might be thinking that Wopbrai's got nothing but an ace as well, considering he didn't bet the flop, but he did call the turn. Unlucky that a deuce really hit him. So Casey's probably going to put in some bluffing chips here. That looks like 155.
Is Casey watching the stream right now?
He's probably watching the 30-minute delay. He's probably
So
watching.
sick.
He's probably trying to see exactly what happened 30 minutes ago.
And
That's a great call by Brian. Great call by Wopbrai. Will not be pushed around. And you know what? I don't think it's a bad bluff by Casey either. He could easily justify Wopbrai having just an ace there. Or even a hand like sixes.
that might be our last hand of the night.
That might be. We're just getting a new player in.
That sucks.
Unfortunately, isn't going to get much stream time in, but the game's still going strong. This will probably run well into the wee hours of the morning, and a lot of players that are casual players drop in. They're going to have the day off tomorrow, being Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone! By the way,
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year,
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, absolutely.
Happy other holidays that we're
Happy
celebrating
days,
right
having days off of work.
now. Yeah, nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Make sure you come in on Sunday for our deep stack. And thank you so much to Roger Bailey for putting this whole thing on.
Roger Bailey, two-pair poker.
Bob,
Bob,
our
Kenny,
tech guy.
Matt, all the crew.
Oh.
Dustin.
Dustin. Yeah, we got a new Matt tonight.
We got a new Matt, Dustin. Got all the dealers and staff here at Stones.
We're gonna be running the final table of the deep
tournament.
stack on Sunday. Now I'm not sure when that's gonna start. Do you know when?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe
I just wanna see
7th.
what's going on.
This is Roger Bailey.
Roger Bailey,
everyone.
everybody. Hi.
So,
Now I'm getting the shot.
We're going to be doing the live stream of the final table of the deep stack probably around 10 p.m.
I think
9
Justin's
p.m.
saying that the final table deep section is between 8 and 9.
Okay.
Between 8 and 9 is when the final table should kick
And-
off for you guys.
And then Monday we'll be doing another cash game of
This Monday is 5-5.
5-5.
Monday's more 5-5, and our 5-5 action's been really good.
Really amazing, yeah.
Really good. So looking forward
and
to
with a straddle, kind of like a 5-10.
Right on. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
See ya.